Yay! Savage Thursdays is back. Welcome, everybody.
Yay.
Welcome to the players.
Yo.
And with that, let's just jump right into it. And you guys, it's been, what, 3 weeks? So it's 4 weeks ago we played last time. So I think what I'd like to do.
We've been waiting 3 weeks for that.
I forgot about that. Oh, that hurt. Oh, my knees come up and hit the fucking underneath side of my desk and shit. I appreciate it, Finno. Thanks for beating me up like that. What's going on over here? Holy shit.
23 wants to scare the shit out of Arbania. It's a wonderful life.
You know, and you give him 3 weeks off. I tell you what, I've got just a little pain going on right now.
Your insides calmed down too much.
That's a good thing that they upped my meds last week.
Some little blood pressure medicine.
Doctor's like, do you have any stressful activities that you do in life?
No.
Yeah,
Like,
scream
we'll see
with
on
a bunch of
Thursday.
wackos.
And you just stare in the distance.
Stressful? Yeah, man. I live with my wife and kids, and you know, what the fuck am I supposed to say to that? Everybody lives a stressful life, don't they? Do you have any guns at home? Do you have any thoughts of suicide, or you know, the questions doctors ask you today? And I'm sure there's good reason for it. But yeah. So how's everybody been? You know.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm still breathing.
Django,
Yeah.
let's start with Django and your character. Why don't you introduce us to Alonzo Perez?
Alonzo Perez is a bit of a jack of all trades. He's a ladies' man. He's a charmer and a smooth talker. He's good with a gun. He can ride a little bit. He can fight a little bit, and he's heroic. And he has decided that Mr. Timmons Simmons, fine upstanding mayor of Perdition, was a good man destined to lead. And so Alonzo kind of hitches his wagon to Mr. Timmons because Mr. Timmons is going to be great someday. Mr. Timmons, take it away.
Timmons is already great.
Yeah, Timmons is a good guy. He usually means well, but he's got kind of a big mouth flaw, and he likes to blab. He's very curious, and but he's a good combat guy, fleet-footed, and he just got the tougher than nails edge. So he could take a beating. It's an old tough ass freaking wagon hand.
Probably good thing he can take a beat. Well, it's from lots of practice, right? That you become tough as nails.
Yeah, well, it's from not waking up, people kicking him and slapping him, and
and the fact that you are Timmons is the last of the original characters that started this campaign, and so when they say Deadlands, folks, it is Deadlands. Savage Worlds, yeah.
Brad's on what, his third? Third.
No.
Yeah, this is this is your third character.
Father Miguel.
Second.
Doc Fong. He came in and replaced one of the original characters.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think it was when Jintro. Yeah, he left the posse because you guys. I mean, he's a union agent. Of course, you didn't really know it, but the posse didn't anyway. And you jumped an army. I guess
Union.
Union Army platoon or whatever that was headed back to area 51 or 61 or whatever the hell it is out in southern Nevada. But they had stolen a bunch. Yeah, they'd stolen a bunch of meat from some Indian hunters that would hunt and then bring their food into California and sell it and stuff. And so you guys did a good thing, but Gentro didn't think so when he left. So Yeah. Anyway,
Is
that's
that the reason?
Hey,
yeah.
Marv, you should give an
I remember
overview
it differently.
of the other characters that were originally there that have left.
Oh shit! You're really gonna try to make me rack my brain. Let's see. We had Pomona. She was a medicine woman of the Sioux Nation, and
Thief. She was a thief.
well, she was a thief too. Kind of. I don't know. She had a very specific mission, and if it required taking something from somebody to get it done, then so she did it.
And there goes Brad's 16-month streak.
I'm gonna have bruises on the front of my legs. I just need to sit back here away from my desk. Thank you, Brad. Brady Caesar. 16 months. You guys have been subscribing for a long time. So anyway, there was Little Beaver. The brave, the Sioux brave that came with her, was sent with her, and things went awry with them at the Big M Ranch. Father Miguel, Jeb Hexman, H.G. Willikers. Am I missing anybody?
I think that's it.
Yeah, so that's
We have
and Gendro.
Dr. King Schultz.
Dr. King Schultz, yes.
He was an original character.
Well, he was an original player, but he was not an original character. It's J. Rob retired Little Beaver. He just didn't care much for playing the old ways brave. Anyway, let's get back to Venerick, who is playing
Luke Cunningham. He was a farmer here near Los Angeles at one point before taken in by Grimm and his cult, I guess. And after Grimm killed his wife and children, he wants revenge. So he became a bounty hunter, and he's on his trail ever since.
Since he never really seems to leave town, it should be easy to track him down. But
yeah, but he wasn't powerful enough on his own.
Right.
And he knew it.
Power of friendship.
So, with that, I hear the voice of Doc Fong in the background. Brady Caesar, tell us about Doc.
Well, he's lived here for a very long time. Originally from southern China. And then he came to Spanish or Mexican California. I'm not sure when that switchover is. And he's been here since.
Something.
Travels around, doing medical things of the herbal nature.
Oh, he's pharmaceuticals. He's in pharmaceuticals.
We'll do that. Kind of a proto hippie. And Timmons is always wandering around having weird adventures, so it's fun to follow him. Plus, he's the mayor.
Doc Fong still thinks he's the mayor, huh?
I voted for him, and he won. He's still the mayor.
Oh, gotcha.
So does Alonzo.
Well, it's like being the president. You're always called Mr. President. I'm always called Mayor Timmons.
Now,
I mean, he still has the gavel, doesn't he?
Hey, didn't you hear it? It just clacked earlier. Yeah. Now he's really getting upset. Calm the fuck down.
Put it on the docket.
I'm glad I don't have
Put it on the
dogs.
docket to calm Timmons fits down.
I still got a couple of dockets left.
So, who would like to introduce Albert? Introduce the character Albert for Engorgio as we hope that he I don't know if his hours ever changed or not, but I know Engorgio, and if he can get home and play, he will, because he likes Deadlands. But somebody, you guys are all familiar with Albert. Give him a good introduction. Who would like to do that?
He's an arrogant, drunk son of a bitch.
And a jerk.
You know what? That was pretty quick.
If you know Engorgio, put a cowboy hat and a mustache on him. Yep.
It's a really big mustache, too.
and then a Clyde backpack on his back, right?
Is
I
that
don't know. He really isn't around enough for us to really get to know him. He's in the drunk player bag more than he's not. So. But when
I'll
he
get
is here,
him.
he's in the drunk player bag.
No, he's just drunk player / character. He's just not in the bag.
And
He's just
And he
next
likes
to it.
he likes slinging poo. He likes slinging poo.
he does like to
Did
sling
do that
poo.
once with the adventure card.
Yeah, I think he might have a fetish there, but I'm not going to question him about it because you.
So are we still in Shanfan?
No,
No,
you
we left
guys.
Shanfan.
We're in that city that got burned down, and Timmons got to play with
Oh,
a
yeah.
flamethrower.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the
yeah,
flamethrower.
yeah. So I'm gonna do a recap real quick from my memory, and I kind of posted it earlier in Discord for you guys to, so that way you could check me if I'm wrong. But
Oh, he is gonna make it.
is he?
Says
Did
Yeah,
he
almost home.
respond?
just I'm a little bit almost home.
Cool. Very good. He would probably have introduced Albert the same way anyway. And everybody, I mean, he's playing the character from Deadwood, Albert Swearingen, Al, basically, in this alternate history that we call Deadlands.
You should have him do his character introduction, and then we can rate how close we got between 1 and 10.
No shit, no shit. Let's see what he says. So don't anybody say anything. And remind me when he gets here too, because I'll have forgotten by then, because I got my medical card. Never mind. We'll talk about that later.
It's kind of like your old military ID. It looks a little similar, doesn't it? Like if you look at it a certain way.
No, it doesn't. not
What?
not at all. It does have a bunch of like cryptic numbers and shit on it that you really don't. You've been labeled, and you're being tracked. It does have that going for it. So yes,
Bing,
yes.
What
So it is like your military ID, isn't it?
bing,
Um.
beeps.
All right, so and then last but not least, and we hope everything is good. I haven't heard from Wicked, but he should be a father, a new daddy, by now.
Hopefully.
Hopefully should have been. Well, she was due I think 2 weeks ago. So I literally think he's elbows deep in shit. As new daddies often are. Uh, I love
A new
watching.
daddy with a baby.
Oh, I love
A
watching the
toddler.
gag videos of the fathers changing diapers on YouTube. You ever seen them? They're
Why?
Oh,
Nope.
no. You get
I
over
can't
that
watch
real
that.
quick.
yeah, but the
After being a dad of 3 kids, I'm
yep,
pretty much immune to being grossed out by anything because I've
yep.
seen some pretty horrifying things.
Oh, I've been, my boys have peed in my face and everything else when they were little. So anyway, so I hope that he enjoys the pee in the face and the handfuls of poo and everything else that entails. So hopefully it's congratulations to Wicked. I'd like to hear an update from him. So Jeremy, if you watch this video later or whatever, maybe you'll pop in here. His
So he's
character,
able to sleep at some point.
it is going to be difficult to introduce his character because he's a new character. Because HG, his original, didn't make it. But
Admittedly.
Or did he?
We might meet him again, but I'm not sure.
he's of a famous Chinese family of kind of mystic demon hunters. Is about the best I can explain it, if I'm not mistaken. So martial arts and some kind of what do they call it? Chinese mystic magic or whatever they call it. But we'll see how the night goes. I've got him in the combat tracker, and if somebody needs to play him, we'll definitely do that because some things can get pretty shitty in the few tasks that you guys got coming up here
We'll be
from
fine.
me. Okay,
Just
famous
fighting
last
one of
word.
the most powerful people in the continent. His pirate flagship. What could go wrong?
Everything. You
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah.
ask that kind of question. We should just do it and
That's a
be
stupid
over.
question.
Exactly.
Well, that's a nice spread. I got 3 pair, guys. 2 white chips, 2 red chips, 2 blue chips. Sweet. Everybody's got chips. Everybody's got cards. I'll give you a moment to look those over. And for you guys on the stream out there, what they're looking over is we use an adventure card deck, and uh, it's probably won them as many encounters as their skills have. The cards, I
Don't
would
worry,
say.
we've got those uh-ohs pending still.
Yes, you do have O's pending. I think two. I've
Don't
used
remind them.
I've used one. No, I've got notes, buddy. uh, I think you've played the O card 3 times, and the one of them that caught up with you. No, you've played it like 4 times. Was when J Rob used it as Dr. King Schultz when he didn't want to go down in the collection chamber of Ghost
And
Rock.
he stayed outside.
He stayed outside and played that card, and then he went on hiatus from role playing games for a little while. So, but I had to pay you guys back anyway because that's the way it is. You guys scare me, and I pay you back with deadly encounters. So
we hear you try to kill us. Yeah, that seems fair and balanced.
not really. I try to.
Try is the key. Try is the key. He's only done it like 8 times. How many people have we killed?
Well, Drake. Let's see. Icewind
All
Dale
those
alone.
NPCs that Marbania got attached to.
Yeah, not really. I'm not attached to any of these NPCs. You can kill them all.
I
But
think your favorite so far has been the Indian with the rattlesnakes. I think that's your favorite so far.
oh
Lizard guy.
no, I
The
think my
green lizard guy.
green iguana.
I think Green Iguana was because it was all just spur of the moment.
Yeah.
When you guys
Yeah,
walked
almost.
up, I thought, how am I gonna do that? Well, this is how, and it just flowed, and J Rob lost it, and you guys role played the whole situation great. That was just a great encounter, a role play encounter. I think some of the greatest that we've done. But yeah,
So we're in that burned out city, and we rode in on a rowboat. That's right, from where the boat's anchored out there. And we searched the whole place. So do we
looked
need to
around.
stick
They're
around
supposed to
here?
come back in 2 days. I think we.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 2 days, and it's only a couple hours to the fort
And we're
where we're
looking
gonna
for
go
what,
check
a
that out.
mine to put in the harbor so that their ship runs
Well,
again?
Or any sort of help, I guess.
Well, let's go
I
down the
mean, you're
line
in the
here. There's 4 of you on the table, so let's start with Drake. You tell me what you think the best way is to sink an ironclad. What would Timmons think? What's going through Timmons' mind right now?
Timmons is like, well, the best way to sink an ironclad is throw a bunch of magnets on it.
What?
Yeah,
That
And,
checks
and
out.
make it heavier?
yeah, make it sink.
I'm
Big heavy
thinking
magnets.
if we run it aground and it tips over sideways, it won't be nearly as effective.
Oh, also, if it runs aground and it tips over, then we could run over and,
Have we ever
engage them that
seen
way.
an ironclad?
Stark
mean-
Stark says pull the cork.
Has Timmons ever seen an ironclad?
Uh,
I mean, it would have just had to been in the mazes while we've been running up and down the
I
maze.
imagine it must be immensely heavy and it would sink fast if we blew a hole in the hull. But I don't think we're going to get anything big enough to blow a hole in the hull.
Unless
So
we have to
therefore, we
sneak
need to
onto
do.
it.
How about a torpedo?
Torpedo makes sense.
Torpedo
Like
makes
if we
sense.
took a torpedo, Tim's like if we took a torpedo down under the water and then we shot it up to the bottom of it.
But we
To
would
the
have to
wood
be
pile.
very careful to move quickly before it falls on us.
Well, I was just talking about somebody that wants to get in the water again because that's what the hell don't.
Yes, we
And
need HG
HG's
back
dead.
here.
He's dead. We can't make no more than masks. I think I can hold my breath for about 3 minutes.
I don't
so
think that plan's going to work.
I like
Timmons.
Alonso's thinking. If we could make it fall over on the ground, then we could go inside and, Timmons, you could shoot the captain with your shotgun.
But the question is, how are we going to get it to run aground?
It's
You
coming
know,
back
we
to this island, right?
Yeah, but
Um,
do you know of any sandbars that we could purposely make it run into? Obviously, they've
well,
been here before. I'm sure they know where all the low places are.
That's true.
So if we
uh
just get on
huh.
board and kill
I'm sure.
everybody, then we can
Well,
take it where we want and do
I
what we
bet
want
if
with it.
they know where the low places are, maybe they put out markers to mark the places where they could pass through.
Oh,
If
That's
they
very
if
possible.
they did, and
We
we
can
could
move
find
them.
those markers, we could move the markers.
that's good. What about as an idea,
That's a
Alonzo?
long shot, though. We'd
Alonzo,
have
you
to
could use
hope that
your
you were using markers.
yes, and if they did, Alonzo, you could use your charisma to go offer them assistance and go on board, and then shoot the captain and take over the ship. Or
Did
maybe
they
you'll
want
just
the
convince them to
captain
join
dead?
us.
Did he not instruct us to sink it?
Yes,
They said sink it, not necessarily kill the crew.
but if we were on the ship and you kill the captain, that would make you the captain. That's how it works, right?
I do not
Mm-mm.
know.
Really? I don't want to be the
I
captain no
don't
more. Then you can be the captain.
Yes, but if you're the captain, then you can say, I, as the captain, order the sinking of the ship.
I don't know. I'm
Well, if we can shoot the
thinking if
captain,
I
then we can
was
surely shoot everybody else or make them surrender.
Yeah, you could challenge him to a
hold
duel
on,
with
hold
your
on. I'm
rapier.
thinking if I was the captain, why would I want to sink this boat? Now I have this boat.
Our task
Is
is
it?
to sink the boat,
It is a very nice boat.
but we've got to sink it. We can't keep it for ourselves, unfortunately.
Well, suppose we do. What's dude gonna do about it?
It's true, we would have an ironclad then.
We would have a boat.
Well, we already have a boat.
Now we would have two
Oh,
boats.
However,
it's Tom.
I'm an honorable man, and we did agree to sink it. So sink it we must.
Let me
But
let
you
me
could
ask you
challenge
guys
him to
this.
an honorable duel,
If
Alonzo.
we sink it, we get the key. That's what the deal is.
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
want
that's
the
right.
key for the.
Sink the boat. That was the deal. So we need to find a way to blow a hole in it. Because
Yeah,
I
but
think if we do,
if we had the boat, if we take the boat, let's say they leave it in the garage at night, we sneak in and we take the whole thing, then we can sink it wherever we want. We can do however we want to sink it.
We could go ram it into that sea monster.
I
Take
don't
both
think
of them out.
I think they probably live on that boat.
You mean they
What?
don't put
Do
it
you
in the
think?
garage for the night?
Maybe, but
Do you know how
unlikely.
that thing smells? They got to get off of it once in a while.
What if we convince them it is full of ghosts?
I
Okay,
mean,
you're
maybe
right.
it's in a.
They have to get off of it once in a while, but we need to know where that place is and attack them there while they're not on it.
That's why we're going to talk to the people that are in charge of the water, the union boat people. We need to
Or
talk to them.
we could hide and wait for the boat to show up and then follow it.
I wonder if he's doing some nefarious stuff before it goes back to port.
Probably.
Then we feel obligated. We got to figure out how to sink it.
Yeah. I like the
But if we
idea of
don't follow it, then we don't know what it's doing, and we don't have to worry about it.
I like the idea of what did you call it? The tornado, the torpedo? What's a torpedo?
Tornado.
Tornado would be very effective.
To be honest, I don't think torpedoes have quite been invented yet.
Where are you guys
Yes, they
at as you're
have.
discussing this?
No.
You're obviously in the ship headed to Fort Lincoln, and you're having this conversation. Are you like down in your?
We're at least on the ship. Yeah, we're at least on the ship. If we've left
I
port or
bet
not.
underwater mines have.
Yeah.
If
Do you think
we
we
had
get
it, if
water?
only we had an explosives expert.
Yeah, really. Yeah, really.
Oops.
Timmons knows a little bit, enough to blow himself up, probably. His expertise is dynamite. I wonder if we snuck on board with a big satchel of dynamite. We dropped it down in that pipe up there. What would happen?
You hear the
Um,
Chinese sailors
I don't
chant.
know. You see all those big guns sticking out?
Yeah.
Guns require big bullets. and big bullets require lots and lots of explosive
Powder.
stuff.
Lots of powder.
Yeah, lots of powder. Somewhere on that is a magazine, and if it
Plus,
goes kaboom, ship breaks in half and sinks. That would require somebody getting on board.
also,
Yeah.
does it use ghost rock to power the engines?
Most likely. And that
Because if
it
the
probably also uses ghost rock to power the guns then,
yes,
which
if
means we might not get far enough away to survive a ghost rock explosion.
it has
HG did multiple times.
it is because of the armor, it might channel the explosion in a direction not sideways, like downward.
Don't forget, you got this character.
Why do we
Look,
send that
he's got
character?
he's got a can opener. He could just get on there and go.
I mean, he is Shredder, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
He's
think
he's he's Sweezy G. That's all. Swazi G.
I think
I
if
don't
he's
know.
I think if he stepped up on the on the deck on that boat, everyone would just jump off the damn thing. They'd be like, "Screw this guy. We take a look with the sharks.
Oh,
Jump
that
in
is
the
a good
water."
idea.
Well, I don't think, 'cause I don't even see any obvious hatches on this thing to get in. So I don't think we're going to get inside the boat unless it's anchored somewhere. However, I
They are planning
recall
to come back to that place. We could try to sneak aboard then while people are, loading treasure or something.
Well, we gathered up the what was left of the clothing, but a lot of it was burned. But we were going to try to disguise ourselves as the rats.
I mean, that would definitely give us a route into onto the ship so we could plant explosives.
Well, or at least to get
But
close to it to examine it. You know, we might not be
I,
able to get on it, but
I,
we can load some cargo on and off and see what it looks like.
Where they entered
I
and
think
such.
making our presence known to them in any way, shape, or form is a bad idea. Let them come here, find their people dead, be mad about it, and leave. I recall an old pirate song called The Golden Vanity about a cabin boy that bet the captain the hand of his daughter in marriage if he could sink an enemy ship. And so the cabin boy, jumped overboard and swam over to the other ship and knocked a few holes in the ship and it sank. The song ended tragically, but it doesn't have to for us. I think, you know, floating a rowboat full of explosives or something evil like that up next to the hull and then making it go pop.
that could work.
That makes
And if
sense.
and if they're busy, loading it up with loot and stuff, you
These are
know,
pirates and they have no honor, so I don't have to fight honorably against them.
I mean, we could definitely use you know, the distraction of them loading as a way to plant or place the boat with the explosives or powder or whatever.
And this ship belongs to
Oh, one of the other Chinese
Warlord
guys.
Warlord
Kang, owner of the Iron Dragon Railroad.
which we
Yes.
know what's her face.
Red
His
Petal
second in
Sue.
command. Red
Mm.
Petal Sue inspection.
Yeah.
And you
Petal
guys have been
Sue.
to one of her towns.
That's why we.
Lion's
That's high
Roar,
on tea.
Bear's Claw, and
That's why we're trying to do
Dragon's
this without getting caught.
Fang, I think.
Well, we're headed to Fort Lincoln. Maybe we can get some intel there on where this ironclad anchors. Do we have a name on this particular ironclad?
It's
Yeah,
the
it's
Abysmal.
called Abysmal. What's it
Yeah,
say
Yes,
again?
the Abysmal.
The Abysmal.
Abysmal.
All right. Cool.
So if we
All
do
right.
the thing with the boat and explosives, even if it doesn't sink it, it might damage it enough that they have to stop for repairs and they are distracted.
We still want to check with the soldier to see if we can get a mine. A mine is a pretty nice explosive
Yes.
that floats in the
Or
water.
one of those torpedo thingies you talked about.
Yeah, you know when your turd goes splashing through the water? That's a torpedo.
Oh.
Doc Fong, I'd like to find out just how much you know about Fort Lincoln.
I also would like to know that.
Yeah. So,
I think we all, if we're going to plan on going there.
yeah, and Doc Fong's going to be I mean, at least on this ship that you're sailing on right now, your ship, he's probably the only one that would have any knowledge because this is kind of his home stretch where he used to trade his herbs and do the hippie thing up and down the coast of Northern California.
Well, maybe one of the Chinese sailors might know a little bit. Maybe they're brothers in the
Yes, but they're not
that
players.
sank or something.
They're not players. They don't even talk to you, Drake. I mean, Timmons.
Just,
They don't talk to
I'm
you,
just
Timmons.
saying
They think
there's
you're
some
weird.
random role that somebody else could do. Timmons had no chance. All he does is say, "Do you speak English?"
Do you speak as the English? So first of all, I want someone who feels really lucky. Okay, I decided that there's nothing in print anywhere that says, "Is there a torpedo at Fort Lincoln?" So I've decided there's probably a small chance. But remember that this particular location is 2,000 miles away, 1,500 miles away by rail from the nearest, Union uh, state. That you know, it's these guys are living out here on the edge.
I'm not sure if it's that far.
You would have Area 51 in Nevada. There is about
Oregon's not that far away.
Yeah, Oregon's not that far away. There is 100-mile long.
Salt Lake City is not that far away, is
That's
it?
not part of the Union.
That's right. No, but that's where a lot of shit's
But
coming.
that's
That's true.
but that's where what's his name is. That's
Hellstrom.
aren't Smith and Robards based out of there as well, or are they out of Chicago?
They're out of
They are
Chicago,
Chicago.
but a lot of their shit is made in Salt Lake City. Because that's where the what do they call it? They don't really call it Salt Lake City. They call it I don't know. It's like Stink City or something. I don't know. It's like
City of
I
Gloom?
think that's where
City
we
of
could
Gloom.
get one.
Thank you, Brent.
If anywhere had one of those torpedo things, wouldn't it be Salt Lake City? But it'd take us a while to get there, and I don't think we have that kind of time.
You've got
No, probably not.
2 days from this morning.
No, that's not gonna cut it.
Or
go to
let's
Fort
say
Lincoln, see what we can do.
I did update the calendar. It's 4 p.m. So you got 2 days. They're coming day after tomorrow in the evening to pick them back up.
I wish I had a contact card. That would really work.
A what?
I had one. Took it
Contact.
away.
Adventure card.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
adventure
had a
card.
contact. When we got on the table, I was like, "Ooh, this would be handy up there at the fort." And he cleared them. I'm like, "Oh."
Well,
Remember that you can use bennies to, do
Right.
little alterations of reality with the game master's permission.
Yes, you can. Depending on you can't twist it too far, but sometimes a Benny is needed to pull you guys through.
So,
It's
are
kind of
we
tight
going
situation.
to the fort? Is that what we want to do?
Well-
Take a plug up there and at least check it out, or did Brad know enough to say no? It's a waste of our time.
Well, that's what I want to find out. So, 250
I do
to
have a
300
question
miles to
before we
Oregon,
go-
and that's
before we
Union,
go
but
on.
also an area with a lot of Warlord Kang influence. So there's that. Well, you got to understand that the Union wouldn't even exist out here and be able to thrive without some kind of alliance with Warlord Kang. I mean, they have to use his railroad.
I think it's
for
an
a lot-
everyone wins situation.
Everyone wins. He
'Cause he gets more money and power.
Yeah, exactly. So it might not be wise to go in here. Doc Fong's probably thought of that, but let's see how much Doc Fong actually knows. Doc, you've got some streetwise stuff, some survival stuff. I looked over your skills earlier. What would you like to roll just to see how much you know about Fort Lincoln? And the first roll is going to be: have you ever been inside? Do they consider you a friend enough? So you decide which dice you want to roll to see if that's. And I want you to make that roll in the tower.
All right, so he would be going past there and possibly seeing if they wanted to buy any of his goods
Absolutely.
or information.
Or money. Money's always accepted, right?
That's true.
Soldiers always need pharmaceuticals.
Usually of the recreational kind.
I know
That
that.
didn't roll, did it?
I know that the stealth pilots that fly out of
Here we go.
Whiteman Air Force Base.
I like that. I
They've-
like this.
Yeah.
I love when you get multiple shadow dice.
Incredible. Would be 3 raises.
But he lived there for a while.
Yeah.
I helped build the barracks. the new
He's
barracks.
he's
It's pretty.
definitely been there. He's definitely sold. You know, who knows, some ginseng root
Medicinal
for
herbs.
medicinal herbs. Who knows? But let me kind of come down through here. Small Union mining towns are scattered throughout the inland edge of the Great Maze, but the most important of them is Fort Lincoln. It's easily the biggest of the Union settlements, but its importance is also symbolic. The fort represents the Union's continuing presence in the maze and its intent to keep fighting. And we'll just kind of jump over all this. Should the outpost fall, the rest of Union California? Yeah, should this outpost fall, the rest of Union's California holdings would no doubt follow in short order. It's a fairly sleepy little outpost, home to 300 or so infantrymen, about 150 naval raiders, along with a civilian population of about 75 ghost rock miners and ore processors. It seems like Doc Fung, there's you would know there's some tension between the Army and the Navy here because they're under a lot of stress. They've got a lot of enemies in the area.
They're pretty busy.
Yeah, but and you would know with this with that as your survival role. Yeah. Base commander is Brigadier General Malcolm Gill. He's a stiff and standoffish man who's somewhat demoralized by the battered condition of his forces.
What do you say your name was?
Malcolm Gill. Brigadier General Malcolm Gill.
My mama dated a guy named Malcolm Gill. I wonder if it's the same one. I'm gonna play a
The fuck?
adventure card.
What if
You said he didn't have
Wait a second. He has a wife and child back east whom he misses terribly. So, you want to alter your story a little bit? Use this some other way? Let me put it this way. You're probably not going to have a contact with Brigadier General Malcolm Gill, and here's why. It says he's very standoffish. He's pissed off at the condition of his troops.
What about the naval leader? Who's the?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that, but think about this, Timmons, and I'll let you play the contact card, no problem. But anyway, let me get through the rest of this. So, like every other faction in the maze, the Union hires freebooters when it gets desperate for good help. That's something Doc would know.
Find freebooters.
But Gil never parlays directly with them.
Test. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can now.
The man who most often deals with mercenaries and freelance posses is Major Farrell Brick.
That's the guy.
So Doc Fong, you mentioned this, and Timmons goes, my mama dated a Farrell Brick. He's a young and energetic fellow. So he was into gilfs, I guess. This young and energetic fellow.
We're not going to go there.
From a blue blood family, his exuberant determination to take the fight to the Rebs seems a little childish sometimes. Like he thinks it's all a big game. And And you would know probably quite a bit about him, Doc Fong, because he's a frequent visitor to Shanfan, where he conducts a lot of business. And you even know that he's been jumped a couple of times there.
Oh, wait, is he the man who talked about that woman from back east? She was an older woman.
Could have been, yeah, I think so.
She had strange eyebrows.
You've probably, yeah, strange. And an Adam's apple.
Is there a place we can get a case of liquor? Or would we have a case of liquor on the boat?
Knowing you guys, I mean, you
Maybe
know,
with Albert?
H.G. Willikers has been traveling with you and making barrels full of this shit for a long time. You probably got a hole full.
So
Yeah, he's probably still
Yeah,
got the
so-
distillery in here somewhere.
Timmons wants to crate up, just a case of liquor, whatever liquor we got, nice
All right.
crate of it.
We
So
just-
it's easy to carry,
Let's see here. Locke's Raiders. Top-ranking Navy officer in the maze is Lieutenant Commander Oswald Locke. He's supposed to
Look, I
follow
found
General. Yeah.
Sorry.
He's
I
supposed
was
to
gonna
follow General Gill's orders, but in fact he's got his own agenda. Well, we won't go into that. He's got 150 sailors that are basically a bunch of fucking culls, and anytime they're in port, there's always trouble. And a lot of them are in the stockades all the time. And because of that, the Army and the Navy here tend to be at each other, kind of like during football season. Oh.
Go
That's what I was
Army.
going to say. You were looking for some sort of nice alcohol to give whatever his name was.
You mean single
I played a
malt
Benny
scotch?
Yeah, I played a Benny to find a 50-year-old bottle of single barrel scotch.
All right, I'll give you that. So I gather you guys are going to try to kind of buy your
Butter 'em
way in with gifts and things, right?
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm kind of anticipating that we're gonna get stopped by the naval boys because we're gonna be approaching by boat, and then maybe exchange communication via rowboat and crates of liquor to be the initial bribe to get in to talk to Major. What was his name?
Brick.
Ill.
Yeah,
I
Major
remember
Brick.
Ferris
Major
Bueller.
I
General.
want to use my contact card to have that guy as my contact. Doesn't have to be my mom dated him though. I think Tim
Or your sister.
I've seen paperwork come through Perdition a couple times that had his name on it, and he's got
Probably.
like acquisitions out here. And I remember seeing his name over when we were talking to Red Pedal Sue. I think I saw the guy over there.
That's good, Timmons. I like to play on that. So yeah, that's a great way to play the contact card. Let's see. Luke
That's a
finds
good idea.
a 50-year-old bottle of single malt scotch. And if they get hired, wouldn't they be paid pooters?
Yes, Timmons, also, if we do communicate with the Navy people, from what I understand, they are kind of rivals with the Army people. So perhaps we could say good things about how we like the Navy better and they will like us more.
That doesn't sound like something I'd be very good at. So that sounds something like he should say. right
That
up
sounds
your
maybe
alley.
an Alonzo thing. He's very charming.
Yeah, Alonzo.
I would talk to
with
them.
suave mustache and all. He say that really good. Really
Yeah.
Spanish
Alonzo
accent.
is a silver-tongued devil. I mean that in the nicest sense, of course, Alonzo.
Take that as a compliment.
He does have like super high charisma.
I mean, I know you're a Catholic boy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I know you're not an actual devil or anything, so we're good.
No offense taken. But yes, I think I can get them to like us.
What about like maybe a little bit of our food storage? When we fill up in Shanfan, so we probably pretty stocked up on food and stuff. Maybe we can
We
Give them
could
some
play
of
it
our
off in merchant as
perishables.
well.
They might actually have. I don't. Do they
They
get
might.
food supplies from Oregon and Washington?
You guys
They-
need to
Marbella?
understand that even this far up in California now, food supplies are running low, and you guys are all having to cinch up your belts. And from here on out, I haven't really played into the whole famine thing much to this point because I feel like it's been a thing that's spread out from Los Angeles and has been spreading out this entire, you guys have been out here for 6 months or so.
Months.
Yeah, and it had already started when you got here. But food is becoming very scarce, and it will eventually start playing a factor into, hey, you guys are hungry. You need to do something about this. And we're getting to that point. We're not quite there yet, but you would have gotten word from your quartermaster that hey, I had a hard time finding some supplies in Shanfan when I was there. Of course, he'd be talking to Doc Fong, who would translate then, or Sweezy G or whatever.
They are running low on tacos for Tuesday.
What?
No.
No.
Give us some more money. Tell them to fly them in. I don't know.
They said that they can import some, but they don't last very long in it. As a result, it
I-
costs a lot of money.
I do what I can. I ship 12 cattle cars full of damn cattle out this way.
We're probably all now dead. Just saying.
I hope not.
Just, Jeb
When
killed them
we
all
did have
before
that
he
food,
left.
it was delicious.
Bastard. Jeb killed all the cows before he left. Bastard.
And then he ate
Promise
the dead
And
cow
he
anything.
came over and killed
After-
HG.
after he let him decay a little while.
Slept in him.
I think it's kind of up to Marb if he killed any cattle or anybody other than the mailman.
He killed the mailman too?
You guys haven't been back to the Big M Ranch, so you wouldn't have any idea what's happened back there with Jeb.
No, and they didn't have no telegraph either.
Well, from my understanding, he
The
killed the
mailman.
mailman and stole his boat, and that's how he got off the island. Whether or
Oh,
not
that
he
makes
killed anybody else, I don't know. And of course, we know this out of character only.
Sounds about right.
So, is that your plan? You're going to Fort Lincoln then? Do you think you got enough information?
gonna-
You think you got enough? You can chance trying to get in here, huh?
Marbania, we at least want to ask him questions about an ironclad. You
Okay.
know,
Try
what,
to take one
what-
down,
Okay.
maybe.
Because I'm
Yeah.
sure they would like the pirate
I
ship
mean-
not to be there. We're
I-
like
well,
doing
it's-
work
I
for
have
them.
I have a question. Whose colors do we fly? Union?
Perdition's colors.
You guys have never talked
Everybody
about.
has colors.
I don't think
You're
we
not
have a
flying
flag.
any.
If you're not,
I think that makes us pirates.
Yes, that's where I was getting.
Let's get a flag.
Yeah, let's get a flag up before we get
Well-
shot out of water.
All right. Well, first of all, this ship was originally Grimm's. What flag did Grimm fly on his ships? I'm sure it's still on the boat.
It's probably the Lost Angels Church flag.
It
Uh,
was probably the flag, the red horse. What was the name of it? The red
The red horse.
or black?
Black.
So
Black
it's
horse.
Probably the symbol, the black horse flag. You know. It probably
Yeah.
Had its own
It's just a black horse.
flag.
Black horse on a red field. How's that? That's why it was confusing. Red.
In
Way to
any
go,
case,
Marv.
that kind of sounds like a pirate ship, nonetheless.
Yeah, that does too. Can we just put
Um,
a white pair of pants up there?
you can
Well, I'm sure we
definitely
have a white
I got
flag.
the
you can
window.
definitely fly a white flag. But I'm kind of curious as to which one of your characters has enough, ocean going. You may know how to drive a boat and stuff, Timmons, but
Yeah, but
you're
he
from the
only knows
Midwest.
minerals.
You're from the
Yeah.
Midwest. It's like who's got now Alonzo? You're from. I don't.
I worked on worked out fishing in the maze, before the killing of family.
It would be at this period in history. I think there would still be knowledge, common knowledge that people identify, or governments or social units or whatever identify by heraldry. That's something kind of a skill that's been lost over the 20th century. But at this point in history, I would think that there's still common knowledge that hey, there's certain things you need to fly a flag and blah blah blah. So, and a white flag basically means
Peaceful. You're not asking for anything.
Surrender, but
Yeah.
it could technically be, I come in peace, don't shoot.
Yep.
You can fly some of my long johns. That's about all I got. I ain't got no white flag.
Can we like take like a sheet or something and just write merchant on it and run it up the flagpole?
What flags were on the tugs? Did they have flags? I mean, is that a thing?
Chestnuts, you mean? RT chestnuts? Yeah, it probably just some big flag that said RT Chestnut Resupply Company.
Just got a big chestnut tree.
Yeah.
Well, it looks a lot like his
So-
business card.
So I think
Yeah.
if we got a flag, it should be the Devil's Posse Detective Agency.
I feel like we would have commissioned one of those.
Like
That's
we
what
would have
Timmons
too.
would want to do. This is technically a detective agency still, isn't it? Don't I pay you a salary sometimes?
I don't think I've gotten a paycheck yet.
Well, just
Wait,
because you
people
haven't
are
asked
getting
while we're
paid?
in town, but of
I'm
course we
not,
get paid.
I'm not getting paid.
What?
Or am I?
How much money you want?
So you're going to put that on the flag and sail into Fort Lincoln.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, let's say you
Not
happen to
sail
find.
into Fort Lincoln, sail close to Fort Lincoln, and then row over in a rowboat with liquor.
I have to say that I'm not particularly fond of that image. In character speaking.
Yes, he could use a hat of some sort.
That's the man we're tracking down right there. The man doing all the evil. We want to keep him close to our front view. So you recognize the man. That's the devil, and we, his posse, we're going after him.
Yeah, but the question is, would they be familiar with the Devil's Posse? Are we big enough that they would know who we are?
But they really should.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no way they know who we are. It's impossible.
The feeling that it would be misconstrued
I just like the
as
flag. If I'm voting to hang a flag up, I vote that one.
well. I mean, and
Better
it's a
than a
fine
white
flag.
one.
However, if they're not familiar with it, they're probably going to mistake it for a pirate flag.
I would. Evil in general, because look at
Right.
him. He's got
Wait,
evil all
you
over.
telling me if they get one look at our boat, they're gonna go, "Oh, that ain't no pirate boat."
I wonder what flag did they fly in Shanfan? Suppose we
It don't
got
matter
one of
what
those.
flag we got on this pirate boat. It ain't gonna matter. They're gonna think us if we get close enough anyway. We gotta get close and then row in. I'm telling you, they ain't gonna
That,
sink a
that
rowboat.
does still seem
I'll
like a
tell
good
you
idea.
what.
They have many cannons there.
Before we left, we borrowed a flag from the warlord we're working for.
Oh,
Just in case we want to fly his flag.
Tam. Okay, very good. You've got the Tam's colors from Shanfan flying
Put in
here,
his work.
and you know
That would
that
be my second vote. That would be my second vote.
Major
but
Brick,
that one.
Major Brick, Doc Fong has seen him himself, and everybody thinks he's a fool because he goes into Shanfan and all of his military decoration, then he gets the shit beat out of him, and he's done it more than once, and he gets the shit beat out of him, and he keeps going back. He's like, I'm gonna, So you're familiar with this guy, and you know that they
Well,
do
his name
business
is
in Shanfan.
Brick.
Yeah, his name's Brick.
His name
Yeah.
is Brick.
I heard that there are people that say, wow, he gets beat up a lot and he still comes back. I bet he pays well to be a mercenary. And then they go and they work for him. Because no one can be that dumb unless they're really tough.
I beg your pardon.
Never underestimate a person's capacity to be dumb.
Absolutely not, because I'm
Once you
living proof
do,
of that.
you're you're the one that's dumb.
Hey, is that Fort Lincoln over there?
You guys are getting closer, and sure enough, you don't see it yet, but you see the channel that your Chinese captain comes up and he's like talking to you, Doc Fong, and he says that's the channel there that enters up into and it's another 10 miles or so up through there, and it just gets narrow and shallow. But there are ships that come in and out of there.
Yes. We must be careful not to run aground or anything.
Right. So
Yeah. Timmons is looking over the side. It looks deep enough here.
you guys could start doing some soundings, maybe.
Yes, Captain, have the crew do soundings.
That's checking the shallowness, right?
Timmons, give me a boating roll because we're going to use your boating for the captain's boating because you're the one who kind of gives him orders. I guess. Who else had boating skills? Somebody else had boating skills.
I do. Yeah,
I'm
let me
gonna
try.
use. I'm gonna let Luke take the wheel, and I'm gonna help with the sounding.
Could
Like,
I
I'm
do a
telling the guys who
persuasion
do
to
the
convince the
sounding to
crew to be extra careful?
Sure.
Whoa, what was up with those dice? They're like, oh.
Yeah, you just kind of
apparently,
realize that most of this crew doesn't speak Mandarin or Cantonese. They're kind of a regional language, I guess.
They don't speak English. That's the language they have. Don't
oh
speak
no, they
English.
said they will not work extra hard until we can get them their tacos back. Apparently, they have become very fond of them on Tuesday as well.
Dried bean tacos, they just don't go over so well.
This is where I'm offended. Tacos are for every day, not just Tuesday.
That is true. We have learned that. That is very
Right.
wise.
But they especially have to happen on Tuesday. That's the least that happens.
Okay.
Yes, that was the mayor's orders.
Anytime you need tacos to especially happen, they should especially happen. I can agree with that.
I thought you were
What
going to
about
slap him for a minute.
enchilada Saturday?
I am down.
Those do not start with the same letter.
I don't care.
I don't care either.
Well, we'll see what the cook can do.
Timmons, put it on the docket.
Yep. It's right there on the docket.
All right, so you guys are not even under Ghost Rock power anyway. I thought I had sounds for just ship under
No.
sail, and I do somewhere. I just don't know where they're at.
Well, it's also a good chance that we're it uses regular steam as well as Ghost Rock.
Not that
Maybe.
motor.
I don't know.
It's Ghost Rock, baby.
It's a Ghost Rock motor.
Screaming souls and all.
Takes heat that coal can't produce.
Well, it might be a thing where it works. It just works at like 5% capacity or something.
You can make enchiladas in the oven with the when you put it in there though. Just coal, like a pizza oven.
Oh man, that would stink. I could just imagine that coal smells bad when it burns. I know this. I could imagine Ghost Rock smells like 20 times that bad.
There is a couple of pizza places that still use coal.
Really?
I think
There's a place in New York I know that still uses, or was it Chicago? I think it was New York that still uses coal.
I think some of the local barbecue places will use coal in their pits. I could be mistaken.
Sure,
but
it's not
I think
charcoal.
The field artillery guys down from us on the
Close.
coast in Germany decided to cook a pig one time and they couldn't get the fire going, so they used a little bit of diesel fuel.
Oh,
No, not for cooking.
And then they put the pig in the ground, and 4 hours later, diesel fuel, yum!
nasty.
It wasn't even edible.
Nasty.
It was not even. The whole pig was just ruined.
Nasty.
I got some sides. I got some potatoes. They had some stuff that wasn't cooked in the pit, so we all ate all that. I was like, gone.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah, maybe I'm
gasoline
thinking
burgers
charcoal.
before. I had a gasoline burger. It was not good.
There's a couple people. It's not that bad. Not that bad. If you put enough barbecue sauce on it.
My late
No,
ex
I think
mother,
I'll cook with propane if I'm going to cook with any gas.
my late ex mother-in-law used to use so much lighter fluid to get her grill started that her steaks always tasted like lighter fluid. And
Doesn't take
their
that
whole
much.
their whole family
Semi-tolerable.
would eat them, and they were like, "What's wrong with your steak?" Oh, nothing. I'm just not hungry for
I went
petroleum
over
products.
buddy's house and he made beer can chicken on the charcoal grill, and he was so drunk that he kept squirting lighter fluid on. We're like, why does he keep squirting lighter fluid? The chicken's cooking, man.
Oh, nasty.
And he brings it in. We're like, we'll have some sides.
You ain't coleslaw.
Give me some green beans, please.
All right, so you guys had the map up there a little bit of Boswell and the bay and stuff. So, uh, just so that you remember that little bay is really shallow, and it'd be so anything that you would do to this ship would be probably more out in the deeper water, because it can only pull up so far, and then it just blasted with fire cannons from like 100 yards out, and just burnt a town down and shit. But right now you're pulling into Fort Lincoln, and sure enough, you travel us 10 miles back up through this really narrow canyon, and the ship's moving real slow, and it takes you guys, a lot longer than you would have thought. 2 hours to get here by the way the crow flies, but you really had to take your time through here, so probably about double that. It's been about 4 hours now.
So
And
it's probably getting dark.
yeah, it's about 8 o'clock at night, and it is late July before daylight savings time. Um, so yeah, I would say that the sun is just going down as you pull into town.
We probably got to have ship lights up. Start to see. At least start thinking about it. If we don't see some kind of lights going on, we got a crow's nest.
Probably.
We got somebody up there, right?
Yeah, I think Steve is up there.
Good for lights.
Steve?
Oh, that's right. Three-toed Steve.
Three-toed
I have a
Steve.
solution for whoever wants to go up and whoever wants to pilot the boat. I have 2 doses of owl eye ointment left that can give you
I don't think we need
well,
that.
it only lasts for 30 minutes though, so
We're not going that fast. Oh, that was more. That was Gorgio.
Oh, and Gorgio's here.
Yeah, and Gorgio gifted to Stark.
There you go. Stark subscribed for 5 months in a row, so yeah.
There he is.
Thank you, Gorgio.
Yeah.
Is he here? Hello.
Can you hear me?
Got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome. Glad you could make it. These guys are probably going to need it.
Yeah. Sorry,
Just don't say anything stupid.
No, don't talk.
I
no,
didn't say that.
No, but now that you're here, we did do character introductions in Gorgio. So if you would introduce us to your character, tell us about.
Is he on the table yet? He might not be on the table yet.
Oh,
I'm loading in.
Yeah, but that's okay. He can talk about his guy, Albert.
I'm playing Albert Swearingen. He is God, what was he? Oh yeah, he's a saloon tavern owner from Deadwood, and he traveled out here to Shanfan, God, a long time ago, and he is a drunk, a misogynist, and an asshole, and he has a little buddy named Mr. Wu.
Yeah, I think you did a good job there.
You got a 10. You got a 10. You got a 10.
You got a 10. I vote 10. I vote 10. What?
Well, let's
The only
see.
difference is do you
What do you say,
worse of
Vino?
arrogant instead of misogynist.
And he's still arrogant though.
Yeah, they already
they're
did.
true.
They did it. They did a character introduction for you
We
earlier.
described your character, and it was almost exact,
It's much shorter.
but shorter.
That's funny.
I think they summed it up with he's an asshole and a drunk.
I think I said drunken, arrogant son of a bitch is what I said.
That was it. Drunken, arrogant son of a bitch. And then Drake goes, he's an asshole.
Oh, Marv, you gotta throw his new picture in there. I thought I sent it to you.
Woo?
No, Albert's
Albert's new picture? Does he have a new picture?
nude picture, not nude.
Oh.
I hope not nude.
That's hard to say. I can't really show that on Twitch, man.
I don't want to see that either.
I can send you another picture if you really want.
I don't know, Gorgio. I'll have to. We'll swap it out. I'm pretty sure you did send me a picture of Ian McShane.
Yeah, on 4/8/2021.
Who I think is a great actor, by the way.
Very good actor.
Very good actor. He makes a great antagonist, I can tell you that. All right.
Anyways.
So you guys want to fill in Albert on what you're doing? He kind of stumbles up onto the deck, moaning and complaining about a headache. He's been drunk, passed out downstairs and down in the belly of the ship. You want to explain to him what's going on?
Yes, we're gonna go and speak to the people here.
Okay, that's
We're-
very.
We're going to
Script.
bribe them to make friends with them better. And also, Timmons knows one of them. Possibly because of his mother. We're not sure.
Yes, his mother may or may not have dated this person. We're not sure.
It's possible. It's possible because my mother got around. I'm just saying, it is possible.
Still counts.
Are you sure she's your mother?
But well,
It
she's
could
the
be
only
your
one that would
sister
claim
and your
me,
mother.
anyways. I mean, who? If you weren't my mom, who would you claim me?
Well,
I'm
He
not
has
sure
good
anybody
points.
related to you. I don't think anybody related to you, Timmons, would claim you. No offense.
Exactly. So that's got to be my mom.
It does make sense.
I mean, I'll claim you as a friend, but that's about as far as I'll take it.
That's good enough. That'll get you. That'll get you elected mayor, anyway.
she should be proud.
I don't want to be mayor.
Her baby boy became the mayor.
Mayor Timmons.
And
Yeah.
Gorgio, you came in tonight?
I can, yeah. My eyes are a little.
Not sure. Not sure we want.
Your eyes are a little what? And glassy?
Scott,
Call me Mr. Wu.
By the way, remember, I will be up to. What the fuck is that?
Wow.
mute yourself.
Don't break your chair. Raise your head up just a little bit and go to your right. Like, yeah, perfect. Ah. So, there's this Union fort that we're gonna try to find information out on the ironclad that we have to sink for
Tam.
Like how to
Sam
sink it.
back in Shanfan.
Or
Because we
if
got to
they
get a
know
key.
more about
He's got
its
a
current,
key we want, and he wants us to sink this ironclad.
or
So we're gonna
where
see if
where
they
it
know anything about it, or
what's that
if they
word?
can give us, thermonuclear detonator. Whatever we can get from the sailors.
Oh, also they know where it anchors at night,
Information,
Nice.
whatever.
Yeah,
or
what
if they have
harbor it might
torpedoes.
anchor it.
We could use torpedoes or tornadoes. Either way.
And there was we had a big old wave, and some of your booths got broken.
What?
So if there's a case of booze missing, that it's okay. We'll have
Did
to
you drink it?
supply it. No, we're
I think you drank it, Albert. You've
I
been
did
drinking.
find
it's gonna get drunk though. It definitely is gonna get drunk. It didn't go to waste. I mean, it got broken. It got broken.
I mean, I also found in the captain's quarters a bottle of single malt 50-year-old scotch.
Why would you tell him that? That's
Yeah, where
Yeah,
is it?
don't
Why
tell
aren't we
him that.
drinking it?
We're
It's
not drinking it because it's a gift, and
it's
it's hidden,
down.
so you don't drink
It's
it.
it's hidden
Fill
downstairs.
my belly.
Ghost Rock.
Don't tell them where. Don't tell them where.
Yeah,
Shut up,
definitely
Doc.
that. Also, it's definitely not that out of character. That's like the farthest away I can think of. Yes, it's very bottom of the ship in the Ghost Rock. Don't take a torch, please.
I'll light up a cigar. Go on downstairs.
All right, so you guys are
Here,
headed in.
try that.
It's dark, and as you guys get into the mouth of the harbor, you see some of these great big lights, and they come swinging around. They light your ship up from two different sides, like these big. They're out on the points of this what looks like a mesa, um, but you know you're pretty sure that you're really close to the mainland. Um, and all of a sudden, these lights kind of light up your boat. What are you guys doing? How are you approaching? Where is everybody?
Wasn't he?
Well,
I'm on deck.
Um,
Waving hello.
I think I'm currently piloting the boat.
and Timmons is on deck. He's probably trying to help look out, up towards the front. But fort side, whatever the fort would be coming up on.
It's right ahead of you. I mean, you're coming up, and on both sides of you, you see these points that come out off the land, and then the the harbor is kind of back in it. It's not very big, and you can see that the majority of the naval vessels that are in here, the Union naval vessels, are these small. You don't see any big ships in here at all.
Except for this one.
Yours is about the biggest ship, and like you're looking up in here, and there's no ships this size up in this harbor. You can see the lights swinging around. They've got lights on your ship, but then they're lighting up the harbor too. You're not sure what's going on. However, from the lights up top, you can also see all these cannons, and you can see lanterns and things like at different points, and you can see these cannons that are facing your direction.
Timmons is gonna kind of sell it, yell out, and we come to trade.
Are you going to continue to take the boat up in here, Luke?
Well,
Oh,
if they don't respond, I'm going to stop or call for all stop.
Okay.
can we even turn the thing around?
It'll take some work to do, but yeah, you can turn it around. But it's a matter of dropping the anchor, sailing off the anchor, and it's pretty shallow. I mean, you guys probably have about 6 foot of clearance on your keel right now at best.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
shallow.
close.
Yeah, and it's getting more shallow the farther you kind of head up in here, and it becomes obvious to you real quick with Doc Fong translating between the Chinese sailors and Timmons, and you guys are up there taking soundings, and Luke's like, okay, he calls for all stop, and Doc Fong starts shouting to the sailors, and everybody stops, and you can see some of the activity up in this harbor. Looks like there's several boats that seem to be kind of moving away from the pier up in here, and kind of backing off into the water. And pretty soon, in the next 5 or 10 minutes, they turn around. You can see they're coming right straight for you.
I say we turn the thing around, drop
Let's
a.
go. We just back up.
I think it's going to take a while for us to actually
Can
turn
we?
around. So we're pretty
mean,
much
we
at
can-
their mercy. So
No, we can back up if we need to. We can fire up the Ghost Rock engine and back up.
But that's still going to be tricky.
Can do that. Even a regular boat can just back up, can it? If it's under power, or were we sailing?
You
Or
were
sailboat.
you were sailing, and you
We're
had
sailing.
what you have. You bought I don't know. It wasn't very much, like 5 pounds of Ghost Rock or something, because you can go 30 miles on a pound, and you didn't want to take much with you. Can't remember what it was though.
It was just a few pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
And
about right.
maximum
5
maybe
pounds or
10.
something.
Right.
I think at max it was 10.
Your biggest fear was you don't have an engineer on the ship right now.
Yeah.
That's what I said. An emergency, we could back up, but I say we start turning the thing around and let's drop a rowboat.
Timmons, go. You can go talk to them.
Yeah, Timmons
Well,
will
Okay.
go out.
they'll be here in a moment, so why don't we just let them approach? As long as we appear non-threatening, they have lights
Well,
on us.
we
We're
can
not
get the
really going to
rowboat
go anywhere.
uncovered
quickly.
and kind of get things kind of situated while they're rowing up. Get the boat
No,
ready, anyways. We don't have to lower it, but
no, they are not in Gorgio. These are U.S. Naval Fleet. Yeah, or not U.S. but
Ooh.
Union. Yeah,
Oh.
there is no U.S. Union Fleet. I guess it still would be U.S. the Union States. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, kind of. Anyway, so yeah, they make their way out and they pull. There's a couple of them that pull around your port side, couple your bow side, and they're lighting your whole ship up. And you can tell as they get closer that these things are steam driven and they're moving pretty quick. And I mean they're up on you in no time. And there's about 15 people on each one of these little shallow running long narrow craft that they're on. And they're actually called, there's a name for them. Fort Lincoln, where is it? They're talking about Locke's Raiders here. I think they're called maze knives or knife ships. Yeah, these are knife ships, long, narrow. Think of maybe an antique cigarette boat.
I was
oh,
thinking more like
what's
a
the Golden
large
Pond
size
one?
canoe.
Yeah, so they come up and state your business.
Timmons says, "I'm making a delivery." Picks up the crate he's got.
And the
Takes it
bottle
over.
of
As soon as
scotch.
you do, a bunch of guns come up.
It's liquor. Don't shoot. Don't break his liquor. It's for
You say it's liquor?
Major Brick.
Give me that persuasion roll.
Timmons persuasion roll.
This is what Alonzo should be
Alonzo, nudge, nudge.
Timmons is the
I,
one.
I was supposed to say, forgive
mean-
my friend here. He is excited. We come
We
to
come in
trade.
peace.
We come in peace and we come to trade.
All right.
You see, we're hunting a pirate. Have you heard of the ship Abysmal?
Nanner.
You mentioned you're hunting a pirate, and you mentioned the Abysmal. Okay.
Yep.
So you're pirate hunters. This guy that's
Among
speaking.
other things, yes.
Yes. For now, we are.
You see them; they're kind of talking amongst themselves, and they say you could come aboard. Limited party.
All right. I will come
Oh, we
aboard.
didn't discuss who's going. Limited to 6?
Limited to 6. Yep, limited to 6.
Oh, okay.
We have more than enough.
So we're gonna send the captain and the sailors.
Well, I think we should at least have them turn the boat around.
Yes,
They
we,
should
we
turn the
should
boat
definitely.
around.
Yeah, we'll before we set out with them, we'll have or order the captain and them to turn the boat around and you know prepare to set sail when we return.
Okay. So you order them to turn the boat around, and you 6 get on these boats, and they tell you, two for each, two for per boat because they're already like got their max weight limit or whatnot. So they kind of break you guys
Well,
up.
Timmons might be by himself with a big case of liquor in his lap. He's a big guy, anyways.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna attempt to go with Timmons because he also Luke has the bottle of scotch.
There's too
Luke's a
much weight.
big
You can
guy
go
too.
with Doc Fong. He doesn't weigh that much.
So we get in this boat, and the boat's a little like weighed down as we get in. Like the
So-
gondolas, a low
But
ride.
it kind
in the
of sinks down a little bit lower. The
back. As we
water,
sit down in the back.
yeah, the water line is like that far from the top of the gunnels, on the side of this
And Timmons
boat.
has got a shotgun under his jacket. He's trying to hold a crate. He's got a sack on his back.
You guys get on board, and so I need the persuasion roll though to see what happens here from
we tried to get out
Alonzo.
of that, didn't we?
You tried to get out of that, but they were going to get you on
Uh,
board their ships either way.
Yeah, maybe in handcuffs, but either way.
Could be. Oh, looky there,
Wow.
with a raise, and with that they don't slap you in irons, and they take you right on up to the pier, and they moor their boats, and you guys get off, and they take your case of whiskey. And as you get up here, you can see like the few sailors that are around this section that you can see at. Some of them are already drunk, and they're like laying around, vomit on them. Their uniforms are in disarray, stained, haven't been washed, haven't been cleaned. Their brass has not been polished. Their shoes or their boots are scuffed, and
Are they
they do
even
not
in
look like.
uniform?
Yeah, they are, but no, because you are not
It's
in
all
uniform
ragged.
unless you're in uniform. You know what I mean? You're not in uniform.
Yeah.
If you're not up to specs, then no. If some commander from back east came out here and saw this, he'd probably court-martialed a lot of them. But it looks, for you guys that have been through military establishments before, military encampments, these guys look pitiful. And then you're kind of walking and I guess they just kind of let you go. You just start walking off. They take your whiskey though, and the Navy
Except
seems
for
to
the
be going to keep
scotch.
it.
I have that.
That's why Timmons brought it, was for the troops to try to
Yeah,
bribe to get in.
It's going
Try
way
to
up now.
bribe the troops to get in.
Yeah,
and
the
that's
the, the
exactly right.
scotch is for Timmons' contact.
Major Brick. Okay, so
Yep.
you're actually looking for Major Brick. So they just kind of let you go, and uh, one of these ships stayed out there. One of these little boats, knife boats, stayed out there with your ship. So they're kind of, there's 15 well armed Union
Well,
Navy.
I'm sure the rest of the crew isn't going to do something stupid.
No,
So
but just to let you know that
Those crew members aren't with us who do stupid things.
they kind of let you guys just walk freely through. You get off the boats and they take your booze and away, except for your fifth of 50-year-old single malt scotch, and the sailors start drinking and they start having a good time. They just forget about you, so you just start walking through this Union encampment. And you see that up ahead of you, you're kind of coming out of the naval quarters, and there seems to be some kind of disturbance. Pardon me, sir, did you see what happened? Yeah, I did. I was standing over there in the fruits and tomatoes, and here he come, naked as a jaybird. I hollered, I said, "Don't look, Ethel!" Too late, she done checked out. No, you're looking up ahead, and you can see there's. You guys don't remember the streak from.
I do. I was looking for my wolf whistle. I have one of those little whistles that does the woo.
Oh, do you really?
I just can't find it right at the moment.
No,
It's
You
like,
gotta remember,
Right,
I'm 35, so
Yeah, it's Ray Stevens, the streak. It was a great song from.
oh yeah, they call him the streak.
that sounds
No,
familiar.
Look at that! Look
I've
at that!
heard of that. Yeah.
He likes to show off his physique.
Bow
Wow.
chicka bow bow. So yeah. Anyway, you guys are kind of free to move about the country. or whatever you want to do, because they've forgotten about you. But this
Did they
disturbance,
kind of indicate where Major Brick was going to be?
no, they didn't. You guys just they just took your booze and started cheering and hollering and drinking and
Well,
turned their backs on you.
Timmons is like,
Albert wants
is
to drink
me?
with them.
Is there a Major in the Navy?
They all
I think
turn around,
Major is
look at you, and just kind of,
Army.
the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, Nature's not in the
I don't know. Does anybody's character know anything about rank, like military rank? Timmons sure the hell
Not
don't.
really, no.
Nah, not really.
All I know is I remember
Sometimes they
this
wear
guy was a
different stuff
major
on their
pain in the ass, but
Albert knows a
Albert
little bit.
apparently knows something
What do I have fatigue?
because you're
because
always
you've been
drunk.
sleeping the whole time. You get
Fair enough.
you get bed sores, passed out drunk sores. Are those the same thing?
Cigar burns.
You know what?
On
I'm
your
gonna
chest.
leave that fatigue on your ass because you are always drunk. Or hung.
No,
You're either drunk or hungover.
Or both.
All right.
fair
Sorry,
enough.
It's the same
we
thing.
talked to you.
He talks
If
shit
you
a lot.
if you take a long rest and stay sober the whole time, he'll take it off.
You're not going to lose that anytime soon.
Say if we're gonna be here, Albert's gonna try and drink with the crew, but you know.
You're gonna stay
Or
back and
with
drink
the
with
Navy.
that.
He'll stay drinking with a naval guy.
That's our booze. That's our booze. You fucking drunk.
Hey, he's that fucking drunk. Helped bring that booze.
I mean, technically, it is in Gorgio's booze.
Shut up, cocksucker. You.
All right, so you guys, you start looking for Major Brick, huh? This disturbance you see happens to be a fight between a bunch of the sailors. They're just beating the hell out of each other up here. And one of them stands up, two more come up behind him and beat him down, and three more stand up out of them. There's like 8 of them here, and they're just beating the shit out of each other, and nobody's paying attention to it.
Timmons gonna get close enough to him and say, "Hey, we just brought some free booze on the docks. Get your ass down there and get some before they drink it all." And then he's gonna keep walking on past.
He didn't mean
You know what? That doesn't even, for these guys. As soon as you say that, they all kind of stop. They look at each other. You can tell about half of them drunk anyway, and they all look down the dock to where these guys are all partying, and they. That's it, man. Fight breaks up, and all 8 of them head down to the docks. You know. Now it's only 12 bottles. 12 bottles.
They might get a little bit. Might get a shot.
There might be a new fight real soon.
It is HG's corn liquor, isn't it? Wasn't that what you gave him?
Is that what it was? I thought it was a Gorgio stash.
Oh no, he never would allow that to happen.
So Timmons is like, "Oh, maybe that was HG stuff.
Oh boy, they're going to be passed out before they're fighting.
I think we're gonna be able to get away pretty easy.
They might explode.
Hope we don't need their help.
You
loading
guys
a
can
man
see a
or
gate just beyond them. This clearing, and there's a bunch of barracks kind of set around. All look like sailors over here, but there's a gate, and you can see on the other side of the gate, and you can see some army uniforms back in there. And as soon as you say this, and all the drunks kind of clear out, you just walk right through the gate into the main army compound, and now you're in the thick of the fort. You're in the deep of it right now.
Look, there's a sign over there. Maybe there's something on it. Maybe we can. Let's go over there where that sign's at.
Timmons, I didn't know you could read.
Well, I can't read it, but I can tell it's a sign.
You get up there, and who can read English?
Timmons.
I can.
So the sign says that
a little bit.
Drunken brawlers will be put in the stockades.
So wait.
That's the only sign you see.
So
Maybe
we
we should
must
just
make
check
sure
that
if we
first.
get in a brawl that we're sober.
Yes, indeed.
It did specify drunken brawlers.
Well, maybe that's what made you break that. Maybe I don't know. He's always getting his ass beat, isn't he?
Yes, so we help the group back there so they won't be in
I mean,
trouble. Now
if
they're
you get
just
your ass
regular
beat,
drunk.
is that considered brawling? If you get the ass down, probably.
So you guys walk up and you're looking at, you're kind of looking at this sign, and then all of a sudden, the sign kind of swings down, like you hear it go. It swings down like it's on hinges, right? And behind the sign pops out this monkey, and he's got no pants on, and this bowler hat, and he's got like this black powder Union issued rifle with a bayonet on the end of it, and there's some kind of substance dripping off of this bayonet. And he looks at you guys and he starts, and he looks around, he looks right at Albert, and he pulls the fucking trigger, and shit sprays all in Albert's face. Boom! Like this.
You were doing
Uh,
slide on yourself?
And Albert's like,
Nice.
PewDiePie.
Doc Fong, your trait roll was natural once. Good thing for I don't know. Does a trait roll fail in that?
I don't think so.
You know,
It's only
I
a
think it. Yeah, it's like
Usually
infernal.
only in Deadlands casting, I think.
Yeah. And that is our appearance from Clyde the Monkey, shit slinging monkey. Courtesy of the Engorgeous one, Engorgio, who failed to claim a target, so I rolled a d10 and it landed on 5. And on my character lineup, it goes Luke Cunningham, Alonzo, and Albert. So it would have been 1, 2 Luke, 3, 4 Alonzo, 5 Albert. And so Engorgio shot himself in the face with shit. And we all love
That
it.
would be the first time.
We all. It's about like diving off your roof into the pool, huh?
I'd almost forgot about that.
Ouch.
I guess he doesn't like your liquor.
It was a here, hold my beer moment.
I'm gonna be up there in 2 weeks to go see his pool, and I might give it a try myself.
That's what I
Oh,
said last
please
week.
don't, Barb. Please
you
have
too
more
I've
stories than that.
I grew up diving off the bluffs down here in the Current River, man. So
I'll give you something that for if you.
You know, it's most likely not the jump from the roof into the pool that's going to be dangerous. It's your old ass getting up on the roof that's probably the dangerous part.
If you get hurt, you'll forget about it. Don't worry about it. I got something for you.
yeah, I'll bring a fishing pole too, and we'll snag some of them bass out of your lake. What do you think?
Yes, sir.
You got any crappie down there
Well,
by
that
your
sounds
boat,
a
Doc?
little safer.
Got a lot of crappie.
No, that's what I'm looking for, some crappie. And for you people in Florida, we'll call them specks, speckled perch. Yeah.
We call
know where
them.
I'm
I
at.
call them. I grew up in Georgia a little, so we call them brim.
No, brim's different. Brim is also in the bluegill perch family, and they are delicious.
Yeah, we got bluegills out here in Arizona,
Yeah, they are absolutely delicious. But
especially in our reservoirs and artificial lakes. We got a lot of bluegill.
bluegill's very tasty too. Very tasty fish. But you'll starve to death eating them because they're little. They don't get real big.
Yeah, but you can catch a lot of them.
We can do a fish
Yeah,
fry.
there's a guy that my mom knew that used to catch them all the time. He's good at filleting them. He was like, you know,
There's
because
Yep.
it's like just a sliver off each side, almost like. But if you catch like 80 of them, it's like a whole little fish fry.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm
got
thinking that it's yeah. Go ahead, Engorgio, and then we'll I'm gonna queue up a break here. But talk to us, Engorgio.
I got a freezer full of crappie, so we can have a fish fry.
Uh,
Well, I'm
no,
not surprised that you got a freezer full of crap.
Just Clyde on the line.
Well, and with that, I tell you, we'll take about a 10-minute break. Bio break, get something to drink, stretch your legs a little bit.
5-10 minutes.
Yep. So you guys, I see Rondon showed up. Gorbidal's out there.
What's up,
Stark's
Ronkin?
out there. There's a bunch of people. It's TD Sugar Plum 84. Who's TD Sugar Plum? I like that name, Sugar Plum. All right. So yeah, 10 minutes, guys. We'll be right back. So grab a drink,
thought
grab a
I
snack,
banned that one.
grab whatever habit. Was
Grab
that a
something.
was that a
Snack or
ban?
Yeah, I thought I
something,
banned TD Sugar Plum 84.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him post.
Yeah, right above the one that you banned.
Oh really?
They said the same thing.
Did they really? Well, then
Yes.
they're probably banned. So get the fuck out of here, TD Sugar Plum 84. We appreciate it, but no, we don't want to be famous. We wouldn't be doing this if we wanted to be famous. That's for damn sure. We'll be right
And
back.
if we did, we wouldn't do it through some silly bot like that.
That's right. That's right. All right, you guys stick around. We'll be right back. We're back. Indeed, indeed, indeed. 8 p.m. Wednesday, the 20th of August, 1879. You guys find yourselves in Fort Lincoln. This portion of our broadcast brought to you by our sponsor. Take it away, Brad.
Do you want delicious food without all that chewing? If so, try new Snout Paste. It's made from ground up all sorts of stuff. It's full of mystery.
Snout paste,
Snout
snout
paste.
paste, put it in your face.
It sticks on floors. It walks down horrors. It's snout
It
paste,
walks down
snout paste.
horse.
Walks
It walks right down them, huh? I don't know where they. Anyway, thank you to
Never
those
looked
that
too much
stuck.
into that one, to be honest.
Thanks to you guys that stuck around out there on the stream. I'm sitting here looking at Discord for small streamers, and just something about that just looks like screaming. I don't know.
What?
Discord for small streamers. Yeah, I don't know. Is
I
that a
don't know
bot?
what you're looking at.
Somebody in the stream. I don't know.
I'll tell them hell no.
They haven't said anything, so
Yeah, they signed up 40 days ago, and they've got 4,000 and some odd followers. I find that incredible. Incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're glad you're here, and unless you came to spam, so then we don't really. All right. So you guys are looking for Major Brick, correct?
correct.
And there's no signs anywhere. I mean, really.
Well, we're at least if we get stopped, that's who we're saying we're looking for. But we're gonna check the place out.
You see,
Is there, like,
you do finally come.
Administrative building?
Well, you come upon one sign that says canteen as you wander through.
Like that's where the water key is. Is that where the water is?
Sense.
And you keep
You're not supposed to agree with Tim. It's just say.
you keep kind of roaming around, and you come to a place where you kind of come around this 3-story barracks building, and you can see down this street, and there's appears to be like maybe it's a park or something, the non-military guys. And in the middle is a flagpole that's kind of bent over to the side a little bit, and there's a Union flag flying that's somewhat tattered, and there's a light that's kind of shining up on it that's very dim, and there's a couple of people that look like they might be standing on guard. I think 13, did it? I can't remember, Brad. Now that you think of
Maybe,
it,
maybe they know who your major is.
That would be the stripes. I don't know how many stars we have at this point.
I
'Cause I don't know.
yeah, I don't know how who's considered what.
I think California is counted, but it's not really very union controlled.
Right. Yep, not sure. Really irrelevant at this point, but it is a curious question. Maybe Mr. Hensley will see this stream and deign to answer our question. How many stars on the Union flag in 1878, California? That is the
Deadlands.
question. Deadlands, yes. All right.
On the Union flag, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might
And
just
the
be
Confederate
stripes
flag
on a
still
blue
looks the
field
same.
with no stars.
I mean,
It just got a question mark in that part.
quite honestly, there wasn't one in that time frame, so I don't know if you could honestly answer it.
Everybody give me a notice roll. I take it you're approaching this area. It's kind of lit up.
Yeah.
Let's see, who gets the high roll? Alonzo gets the high roll. Alonzo, you look over, and there's a building. You can see there's a lamp inside of it. There's a couple of obvious obviously they're guards, they're armed, and you can see like some bars behind them through the window. So this is probably the stockade, um, or a jailhouse, or however you would know it in your country.
Brig.
It's the
Simmons
stock.
would call it a stockade
It's a
because he broke
stockade.
somebody out of one.
Yeah,
He's like, that's
in St. Louis.
it was
Yeah. And on posted on the uh, front of the building, there's like this little these eaves that come out, and there's several, looking for somebody to do laundry, you know, uh, recruit minors and get a bonus and blah blah blah. And then you see this one that says, wanted
Three
dead or
minors.
alive, El Capitan, Captain Blood. And Alonzo, give me some kind of something to do with your history of your home country. How you might know somebody, whether it be, I don't know what kind of skills you have there.
Mostly physical skills.
Do you have survival?
I do not.
Well, just give me an unskilled roll then. I want to know if
Do you have
How about
streetwise?
I do not. How about just a common knowledge roll?
common knowledge. There you go. Jeb, you can give me one as well because you're from Southern California. And it would stand to reason you probably haven't heard of them. You know that El Capitan or Captain Blood is one of Santa Anna's leading pirates in the maze, and there's obviously or it appears on this sign to you that you read it and you're like, oh, Captain Blood, $1,000 bounty. You've heard of this guy, and in your country he's a hero, right? And you see that there's maybe not. It's questionable. You know how these things
Yeah.
are, but he's seen to be a man of some honor, and he served Santa Anna in the expansion of Mexico and what Santa Ana is trying to accomplish. And so you see this blah blah blah.
what you looking at there, Londo? With them words.
Hmm.
I thought you could read, Mayor Timmons.
Not when he's shaking it around like that.
It says the Captain Blood, the legendary Captain Blood. There's a bounty of $1,000 for him, but I, I would imagine he commands a lot of men. Um,
$1,000. Well, if he lands on the deck of the ship, then maybe how we get lucky. I don't know. But at least we know what he looked like now.
what ship is
Is
he
there a
the
picture of
captain
him?
of?
Who's the reward from? Who's offering the reward?
It
Does
says
say?
to see Major Brick.
Hey, let's take it with
Well,
us.
hey, let's go talk to Major Brick. Yeah, we'll pull that down and take it with us.
What else is up here? Any lonely women looking for Timmons?
Roll me a percentage dice.
Your percentage?
Probably a good thing Timmons doesn't understand percentages.
You do see two personal ads up here, Timmons, two of them, and one of them is seeking a woman, any woman, for companionship, and the other one says seeking any companion.
Maybe I should put those two together.
And as you start looking around, you notice there are not a lot of women here. Hardly any at all.
Timmons doesn't see a soul.
You don't see a single one. No. No. At least not here anyway.
And I bet you if there was one, she wouldn't have to put no note up on the boat.
That's probably true.
So you guys go down to the square. You see these guys standing on guard here. Who's going to approach them and speak with them?
I will. Excuse me, soldier. Can you tell me where to find this man, Major Brick? We wish to inquire about the bounty.
The bounty. Major Brick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you could find a old pup and stuff. Where he always is this time of evening, over bragging on his greatness. He's over there in the officers club.
We look. Is there like a little shack over there?
Well, no, these are fairly decent buildings. They're not really, they're typical military shit in the 1800s. Clapboards put up over a frame, very little insulation, if any at all. Bunks stuffed full of straw. Uh, and some. The offices are the same way, kind of slapped together, the officers' quarters and stuff. Nothing special. But there is a building, and you can see, lights on inside, and you can kind of hear some music coming from it.
I will thank him and give him a silver dollar.
He looks around like this and looks over at his buddy who's standing on guard next to him, and you're buying the first round, and he takes your silver dollar. Kind of stuffs it in his pocket.
I'll flip the other one a silver dollar too and say, "Nah, you each buy your own."
He snatches that silver dollar. Mind your manners.
I missed it, damn it. I was looking for my money.
Scuba comes sailing. Oh, wow. Good to see you. Glad you're back after our 3-week hiatus. A little summer vacation. There's going to be some on and off this summer with a lot of people. Think about it. We've all been cooped up for over a year, and people are out and going. So, yeah, there's Marb right now. But I appreciate it nonetheless, and my cardiologist appreciates it. Yeah, you guys head over there?
Yeah. Trying to get into the music.
Okay. You just open the door and walk in, or what?
Yep.
Is the music really loud?
No, not really.
Are there guards posted outside the door?
No, they've got their windows open, and it sounds very high pitched and tinny. The music, it's like some you're like, what the hell is that?
Well, I'm kind of imagining Timmons is probably imagining it's kind of like a saloon. He would just go in.
Yeah.
He doesn't know there's music
Mayor
playing.
is kind of an office.
You guys walk in, and
a saloon.
it's like classical music that's playing, right? And you can see this guy, and he's standing up. And there's several other people, and they're all kind of sitting around the table like this, and they're all dressed like slobs, right? And except this one dude, and he's standing up, and he's embellishing the story, and he's waving his arms around. He looks immaculate. Just looks totally immaculate. And
so he is in uniform.
Oh yeah, he is in uniform. And you guys kind of walk in, and he continues to tell this story, and then, slowly one by one, these other guys sitting around the table kind of sit up, and they look at you, and you see them all kind of stand up at the table like this, and they're like, "Remove yourselves from the premises." And this guy turns around and he looks and he says, "Gentlemen, what would make you think to walk in here this evening?" And somebody walks over and they take this little arm off this thing. It's got a big bell on it, and that's where this music's been coming out of. This Victrola is playing over there, and he takes the needle off this thing, and the music stops, and it's just deadly silent in here.
I will step forward, straighten my shirt, and say, "There was no sign outside telling me not to."
The guy that's all...
And you had music playing, and Timmons points to the music, and you had music playing.
They all look at each other dumbfounded, like, who the fuck walks in the officers club? Like this, and looking at each other, and the guy standing up that's been telling his story goes, "Well, gentlemen, he does have a point."
And it's obvious
Well, if we are
we aren't
unwelcome, we will take
military.
our money
It's
elsewhere.
obvious.
Lieutenant Murphy, see that a sign is made for the front of the building.
And did you, Luke? Did
Minutes.
you? And did any of you name Major Brick?
The guy standing up telling the story kind of looks puzzled. He goes, "I'm Major Brick." This is a young, cocky guy.
We have corresponded before. I am from Perdition. My name is Mayor Timmons Simmons.
Mayor Timmons. Oh yes, food requisitions, I believe.
Some food and also the what's the railroad that came from the north? Kang.
Kang, yeah, Kang, Iron Dragon.
And yeah, the Iron Dragon. Some information on that came through with your name on it. I remember.
It could have been. I don't really get involved in politics much. Well, what is it I can do for you?
To have well, we just want to talk. Really, you can actually. Can we sit down and have a seat? And Luke,
We
did
actually,
you?
yeah, we actually brought you a little gift here. And he opens up his duster and pulls out this nice bottle of scotch.
He looks at it and he snatches it real quick and kind of pulls it up to his breast like this to hide it from the other officers. Lieutenant Murphy, please see that sign is made. Gentlemen, maybe we should retire to my quarters. And he just starts walking towards the door, kind of keeping the bottle of scotch hidden.
It must be that one.
You can see they're drinking
What?
probably some kind of beer or something.
And then I look
Probably
at all the other
pissed.
guys that are standing around. I said, sorry to take your entertainment away for the night, but I'm sure you'll be happy about it. I mean, you know what I mean.
Well, they all.
And as we leave, Alonzo wants to make
As
sure
we all
he's the
shuffle
last
out
one
the
out,
door.
and he's going to turn to them and say, "As you were," and then turn and walk out.
Oh, there's some looks that are cast your way. But it seems the crowd actually got a little bit livelier as you escorted Major Brick out the door, and you hear
I
a
think they were tired
conversation
of
actually.
him droning on.
Yeah, here a conversation actually picks up, and so he takes you over to his quarters, and he says,
Do we hear a yay?
not quite that much, not quite that much. So, and he tells you in a nutshell. I just basically give this to you. You guys inquire about. Let's see. This is what Lacey O'Malley would have said if you would have read this in the tombstone epitaph. So, I could actually make a quest.
Wait, I wonder. Do we know who the captain of the Abysmal is?
You don't know who the captain is, but you know it's in Red Petal Sue's fleet.
I'm wondering if it could be this Captain Blood.
Is Captain Blood is Mexican and
Yep.
this is
We're
Chinese
also
fellow.
pirates.
It's Red Petal Paco. You know, Red Petal Sue's
They could be rivals. Use them against each other.
Armada commander, Captain Blood.
So these are the things you learn from him. So he basically says, not much is known about the head of the ocean-going Mexican fleet, Captain Sangre, also known as Sangre, also known as Captain Blood. He's said to boast a Sangre, Sangre, Sangre.
Yeah, that's
Is it? Yeah. Well, it's same root. It's red, blood, wine. Yes. He's said to boast a smile that can faint a woman at 20 paces, and is also reputed to personally lead any boarding actions run from his ship, the Conquistador.
Alonzo, you don't have a ship, do you?
I wish.
Your
Because
last name isn't.
go ahead.
Just saying, the description sounds a lot like you.
Yes, it does.
It
Though
was
we
not
haven't
me.
exactly seen you board another ship.
I regret to inform you that I am not the dread pirate blood.
Or are you?
You trying to turn him in for
Or am
$1,000?
I?
Major Breck looks at him and he goes, "He is not. I have seen the man myself.
It was a joke.
Although you are handsome."
I will turn to the major and put my hands on my hips. And I am insulted, sir. I could certainly be him. Wait a minute.
So, one thing that General Gill and the army is sure of is that El Capitan is responsible for the plunder and torching of 5 Union mining towns in the Great Maze in the past 2 months. They believe it might be wise to capture or kill this fellow, so they're going about it in the most expeditious manner possible. They've offered a bounty of $1,000.
You mean they're the ones responsible for the burning of the town down to the south that we passed through?
He says, "Which town is this?"
What was the town of? Anybody remember what the town was called?
Boswell.
Boswell? Well, Boswell's not really a Union town. They're independent.
Well, they were on fire when we were coming north.
Really?
Yes.
Well, it's possible. Could be Captain Blood.
Could also be who we're after, too.
Yeah, so,
You familiar with the Abysmal?
the Abyssal. Well, that's one of Warlord Kang's ironclads, he says. Everyone in Northern California is familiar with the Abyssal, but we have no quarrel with Kang. I said Quan. It's Kang.
No quarrel with Kang. Yeah, that could be a
No
tongue-tiered.
quarrel
No
with
quarrel
Kang.
with
Nope.
Kang. Quarrel.
Yes,
So
certainly. We'll have, he lays some whiskey glasses out and he pours a little bit around for everybody and he sips and savors and enjoys this, which I can't hardly describe it because I can't stand scotch, but uh, nonetheless,
You would.
yeah,
Tastes like fancy wood.
it does. Tastes like wood.
That's
Dude,
a
that's
fair
a good
description.
analogy. Tastes like fancy wood.
Unlike,
All these aficionados are
unlike,
mad at me now.
unlike gin, which tastes like cheap wood.
Yeah.
Gin to me, because the
like-
only time I ever drank
tastes
it
like
was
time.
Tanqueray. Tastes like a Christmas tree wood.
You know what it's made from, right?
Christmas trees.
Well, no. You know what juniper berries are? The little
Yeah.
purple berries, the
Yeah.
evergreen bushes. That's what they make gin from.
I
Ugh.
did not know that.
Use assorted other herbal components as well.
Well, Scotch also has sometimes a distinctive
Moss in it.
and sometimes just a hint of peat bog as well. So,
My grandmother used to make peat bog cookies.
Oh my God.
It's
Yeah, as far as I know, good true Scotch is still fired from peat, from the peat bogs.
wine is best.
But I don't know. I did watch a history of
have you-
Scotch.
Third barrels
Have
or
you-
something, right?
Have you ever been on this ironclad before?
On the Abysmal? I have not.
Yeah.
I've seen the mighty ship.
Have you ever been on one like it?
I've been on an ironclad.
Wow. So
I took a tour.
How many,
Took a tour in New York
how
one
many y'all
time.
gotta? How many of y'all gotta hang up in there? How many are crammed up in that can? Like,
Oh,
when you're out and battling, is there like 20 of you up in there? Woo.
at least 20.
smell.
It takes 20 to run the ship.
Wow. And
There's-
in that one, probably Ghost Rock motor.
It could be. Could just be coal steam. But they're all driven by some engine. You can't sail the things.
Oh, there you go. the one that Red Petal has. The one they talking about. Have you seen it around?
I've heard of Red Petal Sue. I've never met her. I hear she's
Oh, well, I
quite
met her. What was it?
cunning.
A month ago?
Have you ever heard of
I tell you what, he
Sandpaper
leans in. If he ever asks you if you want some tea, say no. No.
What about Sandpaper Sally?
Sandpaper Sally. Excuse me. Well, what'd you do? Never mind. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna finish that joke because it's just disgusting.
Please
One of my friends
don't.
got to fly around in her gyrocopter too. That was pretty fun. When they're bringing the railroad into perdition. I was mayor. I was there. I was, acting on the mayor's behalf.
He is a cap.
Marv, it took me 40 years to forget that joke. I hope I live 40 years so I can forget it again.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was
I
thinking.
can tell you the whole joke if you want.
Oh, you can't.
So it says here. Here's the plan. Okay, so Major Brick continues on. He goes, the Union wonders if Captain Blood could be abducted or assassinated by a group of determined regulators who gain access to the Conquistador. With Blood's fleet as the number one hazard of shipping in the area, it isn't hard to find ore magnates willing to fund such an operation. Removing Captain Blood from the picture, it won't break the Mexican fleet, but it might hurt its morale and lessen chances of an all-out invasion. At least that's what General Gill figures. And plus, he's fit to be tied that someone had the stones to wipe out his settlements. And so he writes up a formal assignment and says, if you want it, here it is. I've had no takers yet. I can even give you a steam launch if you wanted.
What?
Yeah, well, we were
What's
hoping
a
to have
steam
an
launch?
ironclad.
You know those
Steam
knife boats?
launcher, steam driven. Ooh.
Those knife boats, they're really
Oh, okay.
fast. And
I have the beginnings of a plan. Hear me out.
Ah, excellent.
We have Captain Blood.
What's your plan?
We have Captain Blood in his conquistador. And we have Red Petal Sue with her Abysmal. What if we could make them fight each other and have them both lose somehow?
Or at the very least, if one survives, they will blame the other, and it will create a distraction between the people from Mexico and these pirates, which would
Sure.
make
These
them
people
happy.
want Captain Blood dead. We need the Abysmal dead. Why don't we use them both against each other?
That sounds
Yeah,
like
That's a
a
good
very
point.
we
wise
can
plan.
steal the
Captain,
abysmal and sink the other guy at
the
the
other
same
way
time.
around. If we take over the ship and kill that captain, we can, because
No,
he's
we
a very
capture the
bad man.
captain.
the
Well,
We
cops.
yeah.
capture the captain.
Cops are
Capture the
Remember
outside
captain?
that
watching.
our agreement was to sink the Abysmal. So, as far as
Yes.
I'm
So
concerned, the
we
Abysmal
I
must be sunk.
kind of kick him in the shin a
use the
little.
conquistador.
Conquistador, on the other hand, I don't know what kind of ship it is, but man,
Sounds
Could you
tough.
tell us more about the conquistador, Major?
The Conquistador. Let's see if he can tell you anything about it. Major Brick hands out the hero's assignment should they come looking for the job. He requisitions a steam launch for them, but after that, they're on their own. Then it goes into the search. Allow the characters to use their own particular talents to find Captain Blood, using Streetwise and a number of seaward maze towns to gain information on El Capitan's whereabouts is one possible way, blah, 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 blah. So you hombres are on your own from this point forward. But he does say that he can give you the steam launch, and he explains that their little navy here is made up, primarily of these very fast knife boats, these steam launches that they're made for putting about 15 boarders onto a ship really quickly, and they'll swarm, these ships with 3 or 4 of these things, and put, you know, 60 people on board a ship and just take it that fast. That's the way the Union, this little, that's why all these little boats that came out to meet you and stuff. And he says you can have one of these if you want it. He can requisition it. You've got to return it, of course.
Of course.
Use that to quickly get aboard the other ship.
Can you reckon we just say that's an ironclad?
Unfortunately, we don't have ironclads here. You couldn't get an ironclad up in here.
Yeah, we could barely fit
Sure
our
have
boat
any
up
of
in
those
here.
tornadoes.
We didn't need the paperwork. We can go pick one up. We're looking for one, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who owns? Does the Union have any ironclads?
I don't. That's a good question,
They-
Drake. And I
If they
don't.
do,
I don't think
probably
they.
not here.
I don't think they do in California. I know that the Chinese warlords do. Well, at least
They
Tam
might
and
have them
Tam and
stationed
Kang. Uh,
northwest.
Quan is, he's kind of landlocked in Quan province, so he really doesn't have much of a navy.
I'm sorry, Moki.
Timmons wants to watch like where he gets his
Alonzo, ask him
requisition
about the
form from.
tornadoes.
Torpedoes.
Yeah, torpedoes. Yeah, we need a big bang.
Or Timmons, ask him about the tornadoes.
Oh, let me.
And
So
Timmons asked
we were
about
talking
shark.
about the ironclads, and you say you know a little bit about them, but have you ever heard of one sinking?
Let me. You guys asked me a question earlier, and I scrolled down, and I did find there is some information on the Conquistador. So you may want to take
More
note.
info on Conquistador.
More info. The Conquistador is a 60-gun ship of the line. She usually sails in the vicinity of Old San Diego when not raiding the northern maze. And once you find her, there's going to be his crew to deal with. About 40 sailors, 10 or 15 Marines, Captain Blood himself.
Sounds like a great job for the Abysmal.
On the other hand, if it shot the Abysmal, that might work. That's a lot of guns.
Yeah. The only problem would be capturing the Conquistador so we can use it.
So we got two ships that we got to sink, but we have no clue how to do it.
Well, the regular ship we can probably sink with ours, which I don't
60
remember what we named
guns
it.
against our two.
It would.
Now,
it-
completely out of
might.
character, that you wouldn't have had this second ship at all had you not come to Fort Lincoln. It just happens to be that's where this question's out of, and I thought, what the hell, I'll throw it out there. So, whether you choose to do it or not, it's a savage tale.
Well, if we are in the area or something, we might.
It's a savage tale worth $1,000.
And pirates.
Yeah, I don't think anyone here cares about $1,000.
Yeah, not really, not really.
I mean,
Got two of you that are independently.
Timmons is-
By the way,
Timmons
Timmons,
is-
you got a letter, certified letter. Last time you were in Shanfan, some messenger tracked you down, said you're totally bankrupt, and Gorgio, Mr. Wu, ran off with all your shit.
Wu and Clyde ran off together.
Why does this envelope smell like peanut butter?
I'm
Can you
kidding.
buy bullshit lettuce now on the stream? Is that something now? You get Clyde and bullshit lettuce from nowhere.
Clyde was secretly Mr. Wu the entire time.
What?
I don't know. He said something about Mr. Wu.
Secretly
remember
being
they're-
Clyde the whole time is what he
This whole
said.
time
Oh.
they're working on the bank and perdition that Timmons is building. You remember that, right?
Yes, I remember you were building a bank. I also remember H.G. Willikers had a debt to Tam, which you guys are trying to settle, and I think you haven't been to Perdition in a while, so you're not privy to
Well, we
much
went-
information about
we
there
went-
right now.
We went through perdition when we brought the cattle.
You went around it. Remember?
Yep.
You went around it. You didn't want a bunch of starving people
think
finding
we-
your cattle.
No, didn't we ride through town though? Just
No.
without the cattle.
I
'Cause
think
at some point
I think
Timmons
we may
learned
we
he
may
wasn't
have
there
gone into
anymore.
town.
Somebody watch one
Yeah,
of
I
the
think
reruns and tell me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we as a party went through town, but the
Mhm.
cattle actually went around town.
Right.
Well, you
Oh,
guys
so
went
maybe.
through Perdition when you went down to meet them at the railhead, at the Bayou Vermilion railhead.
But
You
we
came
started
out
at
of Perdition.
Perdition.
Yeah, and then you rode around it coming back because when you rode through it, you discovered that all the people were, food shortage
Well,
was
I mean, it
terrible.
was only a couple of days apart, so I
Right,
mean, it was
right.
that time
Yeah,
frame. So
yeah. So, what were you asking about
a couple
Perdition?
of weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I guess. I mean, hell, the whole Big M Ranch thing has happened since then, and you know, it's been a little while. Uh, but at that
Oh yeah, that's
time,
true. Maybe it's
no,
been a month.
yeah, and at that time, H.G. Willikers was still alive and still had this deal with Tam. You only recently let Tam know that H.G. is dead, so you don't know
Mhm.
what he's. Anyway, so let's deal with these guys. So, Major Brick, he says, "Is there anything else I can help you with?"
Yeah, you remember you talking about you saw you seen the ironclad before. You ever heard of one sinking?
I have. They're not invulnerable.
Well, I heard that in light of a huge storm or something that you can't think of. How did they get
I thought
sunk?
you said you could use magnets, Timmons.
You can use what?
Magnets.
Yeah, that was my idea. Get really big magnets and stick them on it.
You see, the
Sink it.
Major kind of does one of these when you say that.
I don't know where you can get big magnets like that, though.
No, no, but I know there was one sunk in Charleston Harbor, and I believe they sunk it with barrels of dynamite, but I can't quite remember.
Yeah, tornadoes.
That was a long, long time ago.
Torpedo.
You ever heard of a torpedo?
I have. It'd
Got
be
any?
nice to have one, wouldn't it?
Damn
Yeah,
it.
somebody said the Union Navy up here had one. I heard.
The Union Navy up here doesn't have much of anything, including a navy. Have you seen those? Never mind.
Yeah,
He
I
walks.
did.
He walks over to the mirror and
Never mind.
kind of dusts off his scrambled eggs. Straightens his collar a little bit. Scratches some tarnish
Oh,
off one of his buttons.
so the one you saw that got sank in Charleston, how did it get barrel of dynamite blew it up, huh?
I didn't see it sink. I've seen ironclads, and I've heard the story that one was sunk in Charleston Harbor, and I believe that's how they did it. But I can't. That's a long time ago, and a time that is hard to forget. But maybe it's best it should be. And you see him kind of drift off into this
That's like that's kind of
place in
like
his mind. He,
kind of like yesterday. It's kind of like yesterday.
you kind of see a little PTSD kind of coming over the guy for a second, and then he shakes his head and he shakes it off and takes another drink of the scotch, savors it.
Like fancy fruit wood.
All right, Jingo, have a
I
good
don't.
one, buddy.
I don't have
Take
any.
care. Hope everything's all right.
I don't have any more questions. You guys?
I don't make sense. We just need to figure a way to get all this dynamite there.
Suppose you know where the abyssal whatever it's called uh docks regularly, do you?
Well, it's Red Petal Sue's ship, so I would say you find Red Petal Sue, you'll find the Abysmal. Again,
Hmm.
I want no quarrel with Kang. We would starve quickly if not for his railroad. The general would be
Yes, yes,
very
of course.
upset if anything were to interfere with their, let's
Oh, you
say,
unmuted yourself in VC, Gorgio.
No, I had to restart it. Right.
Oh, well, same difference. It should start muted, I think.
I agree.
yeah, it should start muted. It ought to give you the. Well, I actually go in and set mine to an audio cable that's not in use, so it can't
If
pick
only
it.
someone could
I don't
go
use
to
VC
the
anymore,
Could
so I
like
don't have
look
to
at your shit in a
delete.
couple of weeks and fix it for you. If only
Uh,
someone could do that.
go to Ninja, start using Ninja like
Oh, okay, I get. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, if he could
that's what
fix
I
it to
do.
work with people's Google Chrome, figure out what's wrong with that. Why it doesn't. Me and somebody else had that issue. I can't remember. Sven, was it? I don't remember. Anyway,
I think it's Jingo. I
was
think
it
it was Jingo.
Jingo also had an issue with it, but he said he did a
Firefox.
workaround. Use Firefox
I
instead.
use Google Chrome. I don't have a problem with it.
I've got
But I had
Firefox.
Matakiri help me, so
Yep.
my recommendation: just have Matakiri help you. He'll just
Yeah.
like, here you go.
Is he back
Here's
to
all your
fix it
stuff.
for you?
That's what he did for me too.
I haven't had to fix it. I have not had to touch it.
Major
I run
Brick does say
3 streams a week, and I don't have to touch it anymore.
it's just automatic, huh?
It's just there. They just click the button, and it's always there. I don't.
Well,
I mean, if you get a new
mess around with
player
it.
or something, you're gonna have to. But
Yeah, I'll mess around with it with Firefox. Maybe I can get it to work with
I
that
don't
or
have
figure
to
out what's going on. It was just
try to
so
get them on
laggy.
cam. I don't have to reshape anything, resize it. I'll never have to do anything to it.
It is pretty nice.
And they're changing the name of it too, to taking the OBS Ninja and changing it to something. Because
Yeah.
OBS once was like, and it's not OBS.
Oh, they didn't like him using the OBS name, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Stream Ninja. All right, so Major Brick goes on to say, he goes, gentlemen, if a person wanted to make a really big bang, combining some, say, dynamite with ghost rock may produce what you're looking
Hey,
for.
now we're cooking with Ghost Rock, I think. And Luke takes the major's hand and gives him a good, firm, tight handshake.
He wipes his hand off after you shake it, and he says, "Yes, yes. Anyway, you are in a mining camp anyway, so there's ghost rock to be had.
Well, we've actually got a bit on board. Do you think we need more than
Dynamite
what we
is
have, guys?
dynamite's a little bit harder to get our hands on around here. You might con some of the miners out of it, but it's probably one of the most sought after resources next to food.
Hey, Timmons, don't you still have a few sticks of dynamite?
Yeah, Timmons has. Let's see, what has he got? He's got 10 sticks. 10 sticks and 10 pounds of ghost rock.
It sounds like it'd make quite the bang.
Luke, you have.
One.
I've seen
It
you
would
use
take
some
one
like
bang.
a gun.
And that bang
Some
would
kind
have to be at the right spot at the right time.
What's that, Doc?
some kind of trick you do with your gun, and you have those explosive bullets, don't you?
Yeah, well, I have a shrapnel round that might be able to put a nice sized chunk in a hole.
I was thinking, what if we had this barrel full of ghost rock and dynamite? I wonder if you could detonate it from a distance with one of your special shots.
Could be.
Then we could, for instance, if we know where it's going to be, we could float it where the ship's going to go past, and when it's nearby, you could take a shot at it.
Well, anybody can actually use this round if anybody wishes, that might be a sharper shot than myself.
Oh, make these rounds, and we could perhaps shoot this barrel of
Well, I can only make the one at the moment.
Timmons is like, you remember I have the Winchester 73, the 44-40 modified Ghost Rock rifle.
But I'm the best shot here, so
If that thing hits
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but you're
that
always drunk.
barrel,
boy, I can shoot a flea up a dog's ass at 100 yards.
Why
Yeah,
don't
and
you
I
try
might
that?
believe you if you were sober.
You're leaning
Let's
to
do
the
it.
side again.
Let's do it.
But you're not
He
sober,
tries to
and I
stay
doubt
up
you're
and
going to be
falls.
sober.
I believe your friend's inebriated.
He tries to stay up and falls down.
wait till you come
Yeah,
across the fellas on the docks later talking about
Yeah.
inebriated.
I have another thought too.
Oh, the
For
Navy's
God's sake,
always drunk, worthless bunch of louts.
You're
rig
gonna
something
really
up
be
with.
drunk tonight.
Yes, Mr. Fong. I believe
Yes,
I've
I
bought some herbs for. Never mind. Go ahead.
was wondering maybe I could rig up some of those fast-growing seeds, and we could somehow launch a glass container into the part of the ship to, the where the steam comes out, cause some trouble for them.
Glass container.
And they're like, "Oh, we must stop and clean out all these vines," and then we use the exploding barrel.
or better yet, why don't you use it on the area just behind the ship? That way, the rudder and
Ah, yes.
propellers has any gets tangled up. That way, it'd be like seaweed and a little bit more thematic, I think.
You guys are planning the end all of a sudden. We gotta plan the beginning first. We gotta figure out where the hell the damn thing's at.
Well, we know where it's going to be in a couple days.
I thought you guys were the devil's posse, like you tracked down this evil shit. These evil,
Yeah, we
no,
got to track them down first.
no good doers.
So if this thing is coming back, and where do we know it's gonna be?
Yeah, in about 36 hours, you know where it's going to be. You know where the
Exactly.
Abysmal's going to. Yeah, that's. I mean, you found notes and orders that that because you killed everybody and somebody rolled a good notice roll or something, but you killed everybody, didn't take any prisoners. So I remember somebody rolled a good notice roll or investigation or something, and you found some information that they would be back in 2 days from the time that you were there, and you spent 4 hours coming here.
Right, but I'm talking about we know exactly where they're gonna be enough to hit a barrel of freaking dynamite with explosives in it.
Probably. I mean, it's a big old wide channel leading up to this little bay that comes in here, and they're probably come in as close as they can. They've got they came in close enough to spray the place down with their big fire cannon on the front of this thing.
So, hmm. What if we had a barrel underneath the water, weighted down with some ropes and some rocks that's got explosives in it?
Yeah, you'd need
So
an electrical charge for
makeshift
that.
one.
Yes,
And
doesn't the contract even burn if it's wet? So that would not stop it once it gets
well,
going.
if it pops up near the
Don't
ship,
forget, we only have one shot at it.
Depends on how
somebody could
much
shoot it.
dynamite we have.
So
There you go.
And six.
you were talking about making. We should call this an improvised explosive device. Yes, an IED.
Smart idea.
He writes it down in his little military journal of things to invent for the
An
military.
IUED is improvised underwater explosive device.
Yes, Mr.
It's
Simmons.
hyphenated, and we could call it an IUD.
An oud, an oud.
Needs another I at the end, so it could be Audi.
It blowed uppy. That's how it
IUD.
spelled.
So, gentlemen, is there anything else I can do for you? at this point.
I don't think so.
He pours the last of the 50-year-old scotch into his glass.
I'm going to try to steal it and grab it.
So who's been drinking the scotch? Timmons.
He
has.
poured a little for everybody. He set glasses
Yeah,
out.
I've been sipping
Yeah,
on it.
Timmons might have like poured some of his into somebody else's using his thievery roll. Yeah.
Albert is going to go for his glass.
Pete Bogan would.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Timmons probably just gave his to Albert.
Yeah, he just quick-handed. Let me get that for you, Albert, and slid his over there.
That's my secret, guys. I'm always drunk.
That's very much a secret, Albert.
Timmons doesn't like to get drunk because he almost dies when he falls asleep.
I'm a high functioning alcoholic, damn it.
He already is unconscious when he falls asleep. So being drunk and unconscious is dangerous.
Hey, Marb, since we've
Yeah.
lost Jingo and Engorgio's tired,
Yeah, we
I
are
think
going
we're
to call
at
it
a
an early
stopping
night.
point.
We are at a good stopping point because you guys, this will give you a week to kind of come up with some ideas now that we're back on track and we're rolling again. It won't be so hard to forget about where you're at in the story, and sometime this week you guys got to come up with a plan. And
I have a thought too.
yeah,
There's Doc Fong's been in a number of the towns around here, and there's lots of mining. We could probably get additional dynamite along this trail here in the various towns
look,
and mining.
The poopy cup.
it's a yeah, it's Mr. What? Who is that? Hanky?
That's
No,
not Mr.
that's
Hanky.
not Mr.
It's
Hanky.
the-
No, that's
it's the
not the
poop
Mr.
emoji.
Yeah, the poop emoji. That's it. The Discord poop emoji. Where'd you get that at?
My
Well,
mom got it for me. She thought, oh, I think you'd like this. You're not wrong.
That's cool. Poop emoji. Yeah, we'll call it there. Surely there's somebody out there to raid. We've got people.
Well, there's definitely
or
Marsha
Gazumba.
Cat, but
I think he's always running something, isn't he?
Diesel shot, Martian cat. Let's go say hi. Well, yeah.
she may be trying to get.
Oh, good. Gorgio. Thank you for. Good. Great job.
Spinster's actually streaming right now.
Is he really?
Yes.
Yeah. The Spin Zone 22.
There he is. We're starting to raid right now. And we're raiding with 4. We're raiding with 5. Yep, it's climbing. Tomorrow night, Drake is doing, I think it's Jungle's Chult, his homebrew in Jungle's Chult.
You're
Yeah,
good. You're good. You're better
Yeah.
than me.
and we will be running my homebrew right back here. But no, that's not streamed. So go hang out with Drake. His information is right here. Right there, you can get a hold of him on find him on Facebook and YouTube, and we all need YouTube subscribers. So
I'm up to 85.
yep,
Do
there's my
Getting
YouTube, and you can get to Drake's YouTube from his Twitch channel. So thanks again to everybody that came by. Tell them bye, everybody, and we'll see you this weekend someplace. And
Everybody.
happy gaming,
Good night, Gracie.
happy Independence Day early. Take care.